Late great David Bowie. It's the Bennington Show. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Yo.
And I am Ron Bennington. 844 Rock God. 844 Rock God. Here's Jim in Virginia.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah.
I just wanted to thank you and the show for turning me on to Bowie when you did. It helped me get through a deployment last winter, and it was like discovering the Mick Taylor Stones when I was in college. You know, I mean, the guy was amazing, and you were like that cool kid I knew in high school
That's me.
gave it like a seal of approval. So,
Where were you deployed?
I was gone last winter from November to March. So, funny story. My wife was going to buy me the 5-year box set for Christmas, and after he passed last year, I asked, "Well, at least you got me the 5-year box set, right?" She's like, "Well, haven't gotten it quite yet." And I kind of like freaked out, like, "Oh my God, there's not going to be any left. What are you doing?" And that was a little panic for me there. But
in the meantime, you're in Afghanistan where there's actual problems, and you're like, "Oh my God, my whole life is ruined if I don't get this box set." Jim, nice to talk to you, brother. Take care of yourself.
Thanks, Ronnie.
Bye.
Thanks.
Here's another Jim. This one in Iowa.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, buddy.
I don't know if this is news to you. I heard it on CBC this morning. There's a new EP of what's believed to be Bowie's last recordings. It's called No Plan. It was released today.
Yeah, I think that this will be one of those things that'll happen with Prince like they did with Jimi Hendrix, that there'll just be these things that come out that were, you know, little bits and pieces around. Thanks, Jim. It is the Bennington Show, 844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. I just noticed this. Somebody sent this in. I think it's called Cheer Up Vito. And it's just a very kind of sad, Kyle sent this. Just a sad Vito face. I don't know why.
Was that in your Mets days? Your sad Mets days?
Yeah, I'm guessing that was actually at the one-off game.
Oh, yeah, I remember when you were putting them out. When you honestly thought that your team was going to do some. Look at this. The Queen sent this. Elizabeth Taylor looking unbelievable, putting a cigarette in Bowie's mouth.
Wow, that's beautiful.
You know, a lot of times, like, somebody has, like, hype from their age, and you're like, oh, man, that was really overblown. And then you see that picture of Elizabeth Taylor.
Shit.
Like, oh, I don't know. The most beautiful woman ever? I don't know. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to figure out.
Well, actually, yesterday, I was in a full-on debate with Vito and Jen about hottest current male celebrity. So we were.
First of all, that's easy.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's your answer?
Chuck Connors, the rifleman.
Chuck Connors?
Look and take a picture of him. He took a rifle wherever he went. Even in a regular gunfight in the street, Chuck Connors had a rifle. Look, Chris just gets pictures of rifles.
Googled rifles.
That's great. There's the rifleman right there.
Okay. Yeah, he would probably be a contender, except for we're talking about current heartthrobs. Now, we tried to involve Chris in this, but we could not get him to take it seriously.
See, that's what I hate, Chris. You're not part of the gang.
The big problem was when he put in his own pick. Take a wild guess who his pick was.
Jackie Gleason.
It was actually a picture of him. He just puts up Billy Bob Thornton.
He loves Billy Bob, and I don't know whether you were watching the Golden Globes. He looked like a lunatic.
Crazy.
Let me see if I can guess who Vito picked as his guy. I don't know. I think it's going to be somebody who works out a lot, because Vito, when he says someone's attractive, he's talking about their stomach.
He does like a good bod.
Weird how much he loves a ripped dude.
Yeah, that's his thing.
I find it very off-putting. I'm going to be totally honest here. He's really comfortable talking about how hot a guy's body is.
One day he brought up that he wished somebody worked out more. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? All right, I'm going to just say the guy who terrorized Seth Rogen and Neighbors. I don't know what his name is. He's You know,
he's a close second.
What's his name?
That's Zac Efron.
I know you like Zac Efron.
He does, but I think that's 90% bod. He didn't feel like he was the total package.
Oh no, I could get that completely.
Yeah, my guy's like personality, face, hair, body, movie.
Sounds like Chuck Connors, the rifleman. I sent Jen in here for this too.
I don't know what.
I've got to try to explain to Jen that she doesn't need a new outfit every day.
I know.
I feel like I'm the one who put the pressure on her.
She feels a lot of pressure when you get a compliment. Then you're like, how am I going to live up to the compliment?
I should never compliment her. Because now I make her come to work like a model.
I know. She's like, sometimes she wants to have a comfy day.
Yeah, I know.
When's Casual Friday for Jen?
Every day can be Look at Chris. He's casual every day.
Yeah. Being casual. Cash.
He's just wearing a thermal.
Although now he's worried about the ladies and what the ladies think of him.
True.
All right. Should you tell us who Vito chose?
His choice was Ryan Gosling is who he debated.
That's a safe fucking choice. That's what every mom is saying right now.
Hacking stupid.
He's perfect. Like, he's a perfect man.
Yeah, everybody fucking agrees with you. That's a ridiculous thing to bring up. You've got to go for the outlier. You got to go for the black swan. You just can't give us what everybody thinks.
He's the most amazing dude in the world. He seems like a total guy that you can chill with. But
dude, you might as well be on Entertainment Tonight. You're saying the same shit that every fucking lady says on that show.
And they're not wrong.
Now, this picture was the exact picture that Vito pulled up to say, I rest my case.
They're high pants.
And again, I will say, it's mostly bod with Vito. Like, he likes a good body shot.
Certainly isn't singing. City of Stars, I'm fucking around at the City of Stars.
I really want to see that just because it's stuck in my head.
City of Jews, everywhere I look, it's just a city of Jews. I don't know, what, was it The Notebook that won Vito over? Was it when he jumped into her arms at the end of The Notebook?
Of course it was.
I mean, that was part of it, but then, like, his performances in Lars and the Real Girl and Crazy Stupid Love, which that screenshot is from. Drive.
He's talking about how great his personality
Half Nelson.
is. I saw him talk up there at the Golden Globes. He had nothing to say.
Really? He thanked his the mother of his children.
Yeah, but that, again, that's standard fucking easy
dedicated the award to her dead brother. He
had to do that.
All right, first of all, I don't think personality should play into it at all. You guys were doing a physicality contest.
Yeah, but Vito wanted to debate.
No, he wants
the total package involved, and he wanted their talent considered.
City of Jizz, Vito's living in a city of jizz.
Which is why he was taking very intense shots at Jen's choice, because he felt like he outranked him in talent and success. And I didn't think that was a fair thing. We were looking at...
Oh, I agree. I mean, right now, before Ryan Gosling, I would probably take Louis J. Gomez's cold fart that he saved. Which, by the way, I don't know if I believe that it was able to be thrown into his sister's face.
You don't think the experiment really worked?
No. No, you got the
I know,
cold, right?
I got the cough.
I've had it for 7.5 weeks.
I know, you've been sick for a little while.
Well, here's the thing. My doctor gave me 5.5 weeks to live, so I'm already on,
No!
Yeah, I'm going to do one of those commercials like those cute kids do.
Please, no.
I had 145 operations. Thanks to Presbyterian Hospital. I had the answer. Okay, honey, you're really cute. You're really adorable. All right, who did Jen pick? Let's, do you already know, Chris?
Oh, yeah, I do know who.
All right, you just tell us then, Jen.
It was Ryan Philippe.
Oh, my God.
What year?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I always thought it was like Philippe, but I guess I never knew.
Are you sure that it's Philippe?
I'm pretty sure.
No, I've never heard it pronounced that way.
It's Philippe.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Philippe?
Yeah.
Philippe.
You shouldn't even be in this competition.
What's that?
You should.
He's such a rank lower than all the people we're throwing out here.
We're just talking about human attractiveness. You're the guy who's the judge of human attractiveness.
You'd be able to take that model that Gail fell in love with that came in here.
Yeah,
was it Bronco Nazarski?
Yeah. Brocco, yes, Brocco Hearn.
The Bronco is on the loose. The white Bronco is heading to the Hollywood Hills. I really would pick OJ over all these people I've heard so far. And I would have picked them during the trial. You can't make these gloves fit.
Now, I remember feeling like he was very heartthrobby when I was a young girl. I liked Ryan.
What made you fall for this guy?
Cruel Intentions.
Oh, my God.
He was like a
rapist.
He was a rich bad boy rapist.
Yes.
It's every girl's dream.
Well. We're saying hottest current dude, Jen.
That
We're
was
not
a
saying
stepsister.
2005.
Even now, he's still hot. That's a current pic of him.
No, that's his son. He's a Delaware guy. I'm always proud of that.
That's a very prideful thing for them.
Well,
and Vito's trying to shit all over it.
Was that right, Vito? You feeling fucking strong today?
I'm just saying, we're saying hot male dudes right now. That may be 2005.
But Vito, your pick couldn't be more boring. It would be like if this was 1967. You're like, the best band is the Beatles. Everyone fucking agrees. To be a fucking interesting person, you have to fucking reach out from what the mainstream says, or else why are you talking? It doesn't make sense. You got to go and find us something unique. Gail is going to pick someone oddly funky, I'm sure, right?
I don't know. I think it's probably more standard than you think, but probably less so obvious than...
All right, what do you got?
I'm going to go with my jelly beans, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, that's pretty standard these days. I mean, the only thing about him is he's crazy.
Look at the face there. The face...
He's got the
hair.
Face is someone who just lost the fight.
The lips, the bod, everything. And, by the way, while Vito's so confidently saying mine wins on talent and personality, I'll still put Jake Gyllenhaal up against that. Easily.
Yeah. I can't tell you how bored you guys all got me. I thought I was going to see something I've never seen before. You know what I mean? And it might as well that I just picked up today's movie magazine.
What about Billy Bob? That's something you had.
He's being a wise ass. I mean, that's his Chuck Connor. That's all. That's his rifleman. And by the way, Billy Bob would say Chuck Connors. Rob, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, how's it going? Best looking alpha male, the Rock Dwayne Johnson. Come on.
It would have a piano lay on top of you. You know what I mean? Like, it's just too big.
Yeah.
I mean, in his eye.
Hey, some girls like that, man. And guys, too. Who knows?
But what I'm saying is, I don't know that if you can do this thing and be a massive dude. You know what I'm saying?
I would agree. There is too big. Maybe it might look good on a statue. For a human man?
He's perfect look for an action star, right?
Yeah.
Perfect, you know.
He's freakish.
But no one was like, oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger is the most attractive man. Because he's not supposed to be. He's supposed to be fucking frightening.
Exactly.
Now, if The Rock was pissed at you and came through the fucking door, you're like, oh, man, I wish I was fighting fucking Ryan Philippe. Or Philippe, as we're now calling him. By the way, you think he made up that last name? Because you never run into anybody else with that last name.
No, it's made up.
Gyllenhaal.
No, that Gyllenhaal is...
I know one other person, his sister.
Yeah, who most people don't change their names with their siblings together. That's got to be their real last name.
Yeah, but I'm saying, get a fucking regular last name if you want to make it. I mean, you want to see somebody, it's Mr. Steve McQueen, okay? Steve McQueen, and not the
name.
director. The fucking, the movie star. What about Mike Pence? Is anybody thinking Mike Pence?
The eyes are interesting to me.
Yeah.
He definitely has something dark and mysterious in his eyes.
Here's Rob in Missouri.
Cristiano Ronaldo is the most beautiful man in the world.
He's actually so attractive that he can carry a purse and no one gets mad at him. And I've seen him walking around with a purse. Now, go ahead and put up, shirtless for Vito to fucking wake up to.
Yeah. He needs to see the chest. That's
Look
important.
at this.
Vito's loving that.
That's
right
pretty
now.
ridiculous.
I'm like an Italian sculptor. I appreciate a nice body.
Yes, but that's what we're trying to tell you. This guy fucking destroys your...
Yeah.
And he's an athlete, so those muscles are like real. Those dudes are just getting jacked for fucking movie roles. They don't give a fuck.
I think it's harder for an actor to get in shape than a guy who plays soccer every day. So Gosling is just fucking on the set of Drive. You know how hard it is for him to get into the gym every day?
Oh, by the way, every 17-year-old girl agrees with you, Vito. You know why? Because they're all as dull as you. They don't have... This thing, we're going outside of the country to Portugal. Chris and I met his chick one time who was so beautiful that we almost both threw up. It was like somebody was just forced you to drink a goddamn bottle of sugar. You know what I mean? Like I just wanted her out of the room so that I could sit around and think about what just happened moments before. And she made 0 sense. I don't know why she was here. I don't know what she was fucking bumbling about. I don't know. I still to this day don't know what happened during that 10-15 minutes.
She's just all icing.
And like he wasn't even all that interested in it.
Really?
Ronaldo. It's just another day at the fucking office.
He's just like, whatever.
He wouldn't even say he's dating her. He was like, who? What are you talking about? What?
Please, look at this purse. It costs over $7,000. I carry a soccer ball around in it all day. And some skin cream.
She's junk.
She's junk. This is junk.
This coat is junk.
She was so tall, her legs were so long, her vagina was very high. I remember thinking.
Dude, we're in a goddamn room full of women. And you're a fucking disgusting Tinder swiper.
You know, we shouldn't have to deal with the male gaze while you size up the height of our vaginas.
You know something? I'm calling HR right now.
Thank you. Call Janet.
Don't.
She'll take care of it.
I'm just going to go strike 3.
First 2.
Hey, Eric in Colorado.
Yeah, I got to go with David Beckham.
Well, again, this would have been fucking fine in 2003. We all would have agreed with you.
I don't know. I don't know. He's still pretty good there.
I got 2 words for you. Brooklyn Beckham, his son.
He's next level.
He's the new hot guy, and I forget. Isn't he with someone famous?
He is. He's dating a pop star, maybe.
I think it's an actress. I think it's Chloe.
Chloe Grace Moretz.
Oh,
yeah.
She's adorable too.
She's so cute.
Yeah, she's a very sophisticated young thing, though. Very sophisticated.
Oh, they're very cute together.
She did the show before too, a couple years ago, and then she says, I remember the first time a man looked at me like I was a woman. Oh, it's very frightening. I was about 11. And, you know, we were like, oh, that happens?
Oh, yeah.
We didn't realize that happens.
Real.
Just like a wolf looking at you like he's... Hey, Matt. Welcome.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. I got all right, Matthew McConaughey.
First of all, that man's a fucking straight-up lunatic. I mean, those car commercials are fucking insane.
They get weirder and weirder.
And he also looks like he should come walking down the ramp at Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Like, there's... the head is way too high. The arms, the legs are thin.
He has a strange movement about his body. Like, he can kind of... Yeah, you're right. The proportions are... a little bit non-human.
I saw him in the hall here once, and it was, I thought he was a little frightening.
Really?
Yeah.
He's just gliding down like Mars Attacks down the hallway.
It's a very good fucking thing. He walks like the girl in Mars Attacks. Like he's inside of a body. The real him is somewhere inside that body.
I mean, some people could be into that.
I mean, he's gone just straight Christopher Walken. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I'll just be a lunatic now. Pay me for it. I was watching a car commercial where he was looking at himself in the back seat. And I'm not even making this up. And he seemed to be flirting.
That's like schizophrenia. There I am, back there.
That's what he wants.
Here's Kevin in Delaware.
Yo, I can't believe y'all missed Dublin's own Conor McGregor. And I heard he's got a big fat dick.
Now, Is there any way? Look, I understand that he's a bad man. I get that. But attractive?
Yeah, he's a handsome fella.
Here he is.
I'll say rugged.
That does not look like a big fat dick, too, to be honest with you. I'm looking at him in a tiny little jock, and he's barely touching the sides. I don't know. Where are you on a guy who would have a giant fucking tat on his chest like that, though?
I'm cool with it as long as it looks good and
it's
makes
not
sense
going
with
to
him.
stay looking good.
Yeah, but neither do humans. I mean,
ouch.
Your body changes. Then I think it kind of makes sense with his.
I don't see him getting old. I feel like he's going to die young.
Oh yeah, that's a good call. That's a fucking fine call. And here's why: I'm going to predict it now. Hit by a train. He's just going to be fucking passed out. No, it's not that random with the Irish. They like to sleep on the track. Here's Jill in New York.
Why are only men calling in to answer this question? It's very weird. But anyways, I would say Oscar Isaac. He's my absolute favorite, no doubt.
All right,
man.
I got one thing, because we're going total picture here, right? And yes, he does have that Al Pacino's nephew look about him. But he's got a older woman's butt. He has too much flabby butt for a young man.
I would love to see this. I would love to see what's going on back there.
Look, there you go. Nice and big. Look at that.
That's kind of juicy back there.
Yes. And not in the best way.
Yeah,
not a well-paved ass.
Yeah.
Like fucking 2 bags of tapioca that have been sitting in the heat all day.
I'll tell you never see that with jelly beans.
No. It's surprising, and I notice it in every movie. I'll be doing this really good scene, and then he turns around, and you just see this boom, baba, boom, baba, boom. Are you going to look for it now, Jill? I want you to keep an eye out for it.
I'm so mad. You've probably ruined him for me now, and I'll never forgive you, Ron.
No, you know what? It had to be done, because I've been, and I'm a fan, until, he started doing Star Wars and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But, and X-Men, and he just fucking, oh, I forgot why I was here. Bags of money. That's why I'm here. That's why I chose to be an artist. But, no, he's good. But I just find it very derivative of Al Pacino, too. And by the way,
I never noticed that.
No, 1973, Al Pacino would fucking just clear the field here.
Yeah.
That was well known. John Travolta had a fucking Al Pacino poster on his wall. That goes to show you what was happening.
And you should see that little butt that he's got.
Oh, God, you can barely notice it. All right. Thank you, Jill. It is so. Why are you looking at that picture? You fucking find the worst picture you can. Why wouldn't you find the fucking poster from Saturday Night Fever when you start yelling Attica? You know what you've turned into, Chris? Less of a producer, more of a typist.
I hate being a typist.
You don't. Like you fucking haven't been ever able to do a show without tapping that thing.
You love it. You do it in life.
It's cool.
This is the real you.
We got to move off this stupid topic. City of Jewels. I
guess we decided Gyllenhaal, probably.
I don't mind throwing it to Gyllenhaal.
Thank you. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
What's the big Amy Schumer story? She got another fucking gold bar handed to her?
Netflix picked up her special.
Good. I'm glad it found a home. I'm glad that kid's finally making something happen.
She was shopping it for a while.
She's, almost 7 minutes. She's got that movie coming out with Goldie Hawn, where they play mother and daughter. It's got to be a hit for Amy. If you have the 2 hits in a row, you're set for the rest of your life.
Then you're in.
But, if you don't, it gets a little weirder. But I saw the trailer. It looks pretty funny. It looks like gross out boy funny.
I heard a lot of people debating on whether or not their bit was real or fake during the Golden Globes, where Goldie could not see. I thought that was obviously a bit, right?
Goldie has been doing some kind of I'm fucking up this thing since 1969. That's how she fucking made her bones. And they said she couldn't read cue cards, and then she would laugh about it. You know what I mean? Like, she's some kind of blind and won't wear glasses. You know? She says, I don't want to look like Jake Gyllenhaal and tempting. Like Vince Vaughn came out the other night. He wore glasses on stage and then not the rest of the night.
He looked so smart for that minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am very serious about this movie. The movie no one has seen, Hacksaw Ridge. No one saw any movie they announced the other night.
No.
That's why Hidden Fences was such a big fucking problem. I'm sorry, I almost stopped you from stepping on me. What is it?
Moonlight. I had no clue what the hell that was.
Really?
Yeah, he's not an indie guy.
We've talked about it in front of him multiple times.
I know.
No recollection.
You know Moonlight.
That's from blacking out drunk, Chris. Nothing else.
That's a problem.
Yeah, the Hidden Fences controversy was pretty bad because this was what is it, Jenna Bush?
Jenna Bush, and it is the new last name, like Harper or some shit.
Right. And so she is on the red carpet and keeps saying over and over, Hidden Fences, not a film. She has combined the two black films nominated into one
Fences
film.
and Hidden what?
Hidden Figures.
And then, did you see Michael Keaton said it later? Michael Keaton said it later in the show.
Did he really?
Yeah. And the winner is Hidden Fences.
Oh. But she gave a very tearful sorry on,
I didn't mean it. I'm not a racist. Look, honey, if you're going to cry and apologize, do it for your dad. That 8-year reign of fucking weirdness. But now he's, painting kittens, and I kind of like him now.
He's very interesting now that he's in this retirement phase.
This is a picture of me on my foot when I was in the bathtub. He's sitting in the bathtub painting his foot. That's the ex-president.
I'll never forget that thing of him dancing with Michelle Obama, and I was like, he's like our strange old grandpappy now.
Or our 3-year-old toddler who has ADD.
Right. He's regressed.
They had to give him fucking crayons and a notebook to let him sit in the corner. Every once in a while, you having fun, George? People come over and check on him. I got a butterscotch treat for you. I don't know why old ladies think that butterscotch will calm you down, but because of that, now, if I have a butterscotch, I feel like I've eaten a Valium. That's how Pavlov I am with this whole thing.
It's like an old lady has said, everyth's going to be fine. Have a butterscotch.
If I would go to my grandmother's house, I would just run into the wall until I got some butterscotch. Butterscotch. He's good with the butterscotch. He likes it. Look at him sitting there eating his butterscotch. A pretty boy eating butterscotch. I'm going to call you butterscotch. I just have these. Remember how it would come in that weird yellow cellophane,
Yeah.
I just have like 30 of them sitting there. I'm sucking them in it. Being good now with my butterscotch.
The Werther's Original became just like the candy of the old woman. Like, you can't have Werther's Original.
Why do old ladies love fucking hard candy so much?
I don't know. They love it. They love to a little bit of a sucking candy, as they call them.
That's what they want. A nice hard candy. Just huge jars of it wherever you go. Go into the tub. There's a bunch of hard candy. I filled the tub up with hard candy.
No, what I found really strange is when you're a kid and you can't help yourself around candy. I was fascinated by this idea that when you're an old woman, you can have candy around your house and you don't eat it all. Like, that was fascinating to me, that they would just have jars full of candy that they probably haven't touched in weeks.
Hadn't touched since the last time you were there.
Right.
That's the thing. I keep hard candy. Makes the children like me. All that candy's hard. I don't touch it, though. I just like my stories. My 1 o'clock story. It's what I like to watch. No one in my family ever called a soap opera a fucking TV show or a program. My story's coming on. Can you shut him up? Give him some hard candy while I watch my story.
Did you ever watch a story? Were there any soap operas?
I'd sit around with old ladies and then the stories would be on all day. I'd be happy as shit with it.
The only time I would ever catch them is when I was homesick from school.
The story would be on.
And then you're like, a rape? This is intriguing.
It's true. There was always a rape for a young child. You're like, I'm not going to bring up anything. But I believe that was a rape. Which, when I was a very little kid, I didn't even know that there was a difference between sex, consensual sex, and a rape. I thought it was the same thing. And I'm not making that up. And I can remember a fucking conversation with me and the Donovan brothers. We were in elementary school, and we were like this. You know, in our class who I would rape? And I'm serious about this. And I know you're going to laugh at me because she has 4 eyes. But I would rape because the thing is, I did not understand that a woman would ever want it. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like caveman time, you're going to have to take it.
You were taking this perspective of an animal.
But that's,
all sex is forced.
Yes, that's lack of sexual education. Right?
Yes.
Lack of sexual education. I remember being a little kid. We had some fucking dirty magazine that we found, you know, same place always, under a bridge. It was, I don't know, perverts must just throw these things out underneath bridges and then watch as the little boys pick them up. Now that I've grown up, I'm like, why were there always dirty magazines on our walk home from school under a bridge?
So much woods porn.
Yeah, while we're sitting looking at some guys fucking jacking off with a pair of binoculars. But I remember, and I'm like fucking second or third grade, right? And I'm seeing this thing, and there's a guy sucking a woman's breast, and I'm like, that's fucking, I guess. You know, he's fucking her right now.
Right.
And I looked at her for a while, I go, I'll be able to do that. And then, like 6 months later, I saw actual penetration, and I'm like, I don't get this at all.
I thought I had this.
We pissing them now? That's where we're going with this? We have to pee into them? Oh, God. All right, this is all fucking going to be stressful.
See, no,
I need a hard candy. I need some butterscotch to settle me down.
Now, how confusing that would be. Like, that probably changes your perspective of women, too.
Oh, yeah,
like, women are running around, they're letting men pee inside them.
Everything about it was fucking confusing. I remember this picture I saw, and I believe it was a picture from one of the Playboy clubs, right? And there were these, like, hearts, right? Like, these heart-shaped things. And girls were sticking their asses through it. And I'm like, I don't know what goes down. I don't even know where to get something like that. You know? And I remember thinking, if you want to be with a naked woman, you better buy a tux. Because that was very much the Playboy Club,
sure.
You know, and Playboy Mansion. And there was a lot of guys in evening dress while women were walking around naked. And I'm like, fuck. The formality of what the male has about women are lucky. I've got to go to after 6 right now and be sized up.
And how tricky that temperature control must be in that room.
It's amazing. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think any kind of sex education actually works? It's too bizarre to work.
Yeah, it is true. I mean, it's very important.
You don't want a technical thing, though.
And I would like to think that it's better, that young people are getting better sex education than I got in school. Luckily, my mom was pretty good at explaining everything. So I had both situations, but some people really rely on the sex education that they get in school, and it stinks. I mean, when I was a kid, it was terrible. Like, going over what a period was and how to deal with menstruating was insane. The 90% of the conversation was how to be discreet and how to not discuss with people that you're menstruating. And we had, like, legitimate questions about what was going to happen. And they're like, yes, but it is also, like, make sure you don't brag to your friends. Don't ever tell a boy that you're menstruating. That's not their business. You don't, like, how to hide your tampon up your sleeve when you go to the bathroom.
Good.
These were actual lessons.
That's smart.
About hiding your period. That was so, that only later when I was an adult, like, why did we spend so much time on that? And then when you ask, like, oh, you know, what is it like? They act like, it's like, oh, it's like a little drop of blood for 2 to 3 days. Fuck you. Like, you tell that to a girl, you're going to be, like, really freaked out when it happens. It sucks. It's not great. And it's not like a couple drops. They're like, don't worry, it's not a lot. Because that's what girls are concerned about. Like, what am I going to be, like, just pouring blood? And they're like, no. Yes, you are. You are going to be.
Well, when I was in elementary school, they tell us that there's going to be some kind of talk. They take the girls one place, and they teach them everything that you're talking about. They take the boys to this other thing, and they show us a fucking movie about the dangers of firecrackers. I'm not even making this up. And a kid gets his hand blown off. That was us. So we come back, and the girls are fucking pie-eyed, right? They can't believe it. And we're coming back into the room, and we're like, that was so gross! It was so gross and bloody! And the girls are like, you're fucking, they were so pissed at us, thinking we saw the same fucking film that they did. We're like, hey, easy. I don't know why you're fucking angry. I'm not going to bring firecrackers around here.
Yeah, we were separated as well. Same thing. I don't know what the boys talked about.
I'm sure it was firecrackers.
I don't think it was menstruating. Now, did you learn sex education from your parents, Jen, or did you learn it at school?
I mean, it was talked about a lot in my household, but never explained until we had a sex ed class.
Jen's family were nudists because they're from the islands. They would all shower together like in the islands. They would get under a waterfall. You see the difference? Vito, you shared a bed with your mom, so
you kind of knew, right?
Well, my biggest problem with sex ed growing up was they never told us masturbation was something you just saw in movies and you didn't know about how it worked. So for years, I thought because in movies the magazine pages were sticky, you had to jerk off into a magazine.
And that's what you did into the TV guide?
I thought it was a rule that you that was the only place you could jerk off into.
Your mom's like, Baywatch is always stuck together. I better get him a hard candy. I'm not getting off the hard candy.
No, I don't want you to.
There's a video up on the iBang today about parents explaining stuff to their children. It just can't be done right.
No,
you know what I mean? It can't
it's
be
not
done
easy.
Right.
Because in this video, you even see some girls, the last thing they want to do is hear it from their parents. They're like, oh God, please don't even say that word.
I also think that the fucking dad should be out of the equation 100%.
You don't think a dad should explain a period?
No. I think a dad should be in the other room drinking, if anything. I'll tell you something else, too, that they oversell to boys, not to be afraid of wet dreams, right? And most little boys jerk off so much they don't even have time for a wet dream.
Yeah.
But they always act like nocturnal emission. Don't be so. It's not unusual. And your buddies are like, I never had a fucking wet dream in my life. Unless you count a wet daydream.
I remember that term coming up in school and just thinking, that sounds like a cool band name.
Yeah.
The Nocturnal Emission.
Well, you were into prog rock, so that kind of stuff is going to work for you.
Yeah, the biggest thing is there was no explanation of how to use a tampon. That was, anytime a girl was like, okay, can you just walk us through? They're like, no.
Yeah.
But you will figure it out.
No.
We'll tell you what it is. This is what it looks like.
If I explained it, I'd get fired. Hey, Tom in New York.
Hey, Benningtons.
Hey, man.
I don't know, watching the Golden Globes the other night, I just found it particularly distasteful as the night wore on, listening to the cast and crew of the People versus O.J. Simpson hooting and hollering, and nobody acknowledging that, O.J. murdered two people, and I don't know, it was just really distasteful.
The O.J. thing has become almost Lizzie Borden to this country, where it's not even considered a real thing. And I mean, it's one thing, he and his wife were in this crazy thing, but that fucking waiter just apparently walked up on this deal.
Yeah.
He had nothing to do with it. They weren't having an affair. He was like, oh, someone's got to take Mrs. Simpson's glasses to her. And he was like, oh, I will. I like to get out of work for a little while.
I thought they were sleeping together. They weren't. No. Holy shit.
No. I guess you didn't watch the show, did you?
I didn't watch it. I don't have.
Me neither. I saw the fucking thing happen on TV.
Yeah.
I had court TV.
That actually was explained better than sex ed in school. My teachers were obsessed with it.
And the whole country was.
And we listened to it live. We listened to the verdict live on the radio. Like, now I realize that it's just that the teachers wanted to listen, but they made it out to be like a lesson.
Well, there never in the history of the country had been a court case so followed by everybody. Everybody. Like, you would go out at night and you go in a restaurant and you would hear people go, well, the ice cream hadn't melted. I mean, how long could it possibly have been there? Cato knew something. You know what I mean? You're just like, oh, every fucking day. You know? Well, the housekeeper saw that he had... You're just like, they have 12 people to pay attention to this. We don't have to. You know, they're acting like you're a bad American. And I remember I was doing radio then, and we just made calls out to 7 different continents. Just people that would answer the phone and we say, hey, you're on the radio. They're doing the verdict today. Who do you think? China had an opinion. France had an opinion. Fucking South America had an opinion. And we even called Antarctica. Talk to scientists. They're like, I definitely think OJ did it. It's cold as fuck down here, so I've been watching a lot of it. But what was funny is, everywhere, and this was around the world, if you were white, you thought OJ did it. If you were of any other color, you thought that OJ was innocent. And they didn't prove their case, yeah.
Across the board, like every country, like every...
100%. Wow. I mean, I'm only using that one thing. But in that one case, it fell directly. Like the English, like, of course he fucking did it. You know? But that was, like, literally time stopped. And that only happens a couple times in your lifetime. You know what I mean? Like, when the planes hit, time stopped. When the fucking shuttle blew up, time stopped, where everybody was doing the same thing at the same time. But then black people were like, yeah! And white people were just like, oh, how could this happen? And like, it took years for people to figure out. Black people didn't necessarily think that OJ was fucking innocent. They were just tired of seeing white people win in court every single time. Right. Of seeing white people get... it was just a thing of, how do you like it now, white people? How does this fucking feel? You know? And we're like, we don't understand it.
We don't like it.
We don't even get it. How could this be? This doesn't happen. We watch TV and we see what happens in law shows. It's not this. City of Souls. You love that movie, Vito?
The only scene I didn't like was the initial opening, and I love the rest of the movie.
Vito told me that he gave himself a hickey in that movie. He loved it so much.
Oh my God, how'd you do it?
I was just thinking about Ryan throughout the whole movie. I was imagining I was Emma Stone.
Chris hates this, by the way. It makes him so uncomfortable that
it's just so
Vito
weird how, like, because he just brings it up in conversation randomly.
What are you, anti-gay?
Oh no, I'm not anti-gay, not at all.
But you get very uncomfortable when Vito compliments other men's bodies. And don't you think that says a security in his?
Here's what Chris's problem is: they're both dressed the same. They both have the same hair. Vito has a better beard.
I have better hair.
No, you don't.
No, it's not the same.
No.
Not now.
You had nice hair years ago, but those days have left you.
Yeah, if you had that
if
amazing,
anything, you're
like,
quite stocky.
Native American hair that you used to run.
Oh, look, SNL is doing a fucking bit on the hearings.
That's not SNL.
Yeah, it is. That's Al Franken right there. What character is he playing today? I think he's playing the part of a senator from Minnesota.
I'm good enough.
God damn it, I'm fucking fat enough. Look at him. What's his, what little button is he wearing on his?
I don't know. I can't tell. I cannot see the button. Although, I thought politicians get in trouble unless you're always wearing a flag button.
Well, that's only during the election.
Oh, okay.
After the election, you can do whatever you want. Is that Carrie Fisher sitting behind him?
No.
That would be great if it was.
She's not.
Everybody fall for my prunk. You know how you could stump Vito, though? I mean, just totally stop him in his tracks? Mm-hmm. Ask him what he thinks an attractive woman is. You know, he's got nothing then. He's like, attractive and woman? What's that mean?
What are you talking about?
Dude, you know we accept you, right?
I know. I just appreciate the male body, and I
understand you want to put it in your mouth. I get it. I don't have any problem with that at all, Vito.
I look at these dudes and I'm like, man, I'd love to be boys with them. Like, I'd like to be, like Ryan Gosling's somebody I'd love to be friends with.
I know.
Like,
you tell us the same thing over and over. That's the thing. If you came in with a new angle, but I've heard you say this on this show now 20 times.
That's all I want.
Yes, and all of us. I mean, it's an easy thing for us to understand. You don't have friends.
No, I have friends. I think these would be cool
Dude,
friends.
You don't have any fucking friends.
I have tons of friends.
How come you never bring them around?
They got work.
You don't do work here. You sit around and talk about guys you like. I check with Chris all the time. I go, how Vito's coming along? And he's like, doing what?
That's what you say, Chris?
Yeah.
Well, he's talking about Zac Efron again.
And I'll get texts from him all the time. Guess who's slagging off? I'll just write back, Vito. And he's like, you got it, boss.
It was another Efron moment, Ron. That's what I'll text you. It's Efron time.
Why don't we break here? You know, Jen, you've never thrown it to break before. I think it's time.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be right back at Bennington.
Bennington show tonight out with the good folks from Hindsight over at Caroline's.
Yeah, that's tonight, 7:30 p.m. at Caroline's in New York City. It's hosted by Dan Perlman and Billy Prensel. Ron Bennington will be there, Shane Gillis, Dave Hill, Mary Houlihan, Joelle Johnson, and Mike Kaplan. So go to carolines.com and use the code had to be there for free tickets.
So go to carolines.com and you just put in had to be there and free tickets. We'll have to tell some kind of story from our past. I'm going to tell the bit about the day that Chris brought up Billy Bob Thornton. Could be any day. I'll just throw a dart at a fucking calendar.
All right.
Oh, and that's when Chris brought up Billy Bob Thornton.
That's his favorite.
He loves Billy Bob. All right, so that's tonight, telling a story of some sort. I don't know. I think I have to tell it for 6.5 hours. That's the hard thing.
That is really difficult. Will you be interrupted the whole time?
Thanks, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
It's good. I like the video of the weirdness of an egg in a vacuum. I like when any kind of fucking science person just acts like, I wonder what would happen if this.
Well, you know, that video actually reminded me of Louis J. Gomez's weird fart in a jar and freeze it thing.
It's just a fart in a jar. Oh, good. Chris has dialed it up. By the way, did you see that the New York football Giants beat up a plane on their way home from getting the shit beat out of them in Green Bay?
What? They trashed the plane?
They trashed the fucking plane so much that the people who had the plane rent it next had to wait hours while they went and I don't know what they did, fucking cleaned it up.
Oh, that's terrible.
Here's what's happened. And you hate to bring up Thug Life, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the New York football Giants used to be one of the class organizations. You know, they were always classy. You would never hear shit. And they did that for like 35, maybe 50 fucking years. You're a Giant now. You're one of the classy people. And now, we're flying down to Miami to party before the fucking game. We lose, so we punch a hole in the fucking locker room wall. We cry and scream at reporters. I mean, they just really fucking embarrassed themselves this year.
Yeah, that behavior is...
It's not professional.
It's not professional, and it's not age appropriate. Like, you're not a bunch of high schoolers. It's the worst.
It was really shitty when I heard about the plane. I mean, Odell Beckham Jr. has been losing his shit after games for fucking weeks now.
If I'm the owner of that fucking team and I'm in charge of the Giants after all those years, I don't need them. What's the fucking difference? The next couple years, you might fucking finish 9-7 or 10-6. If you have them, forget it. Let's fucking try to build a Giants team again.
Now, will they have some sort of punishment for this, or
who gives
fined?
It's the offseason.
I mean, whatever punishment they get or fine, they've got the money to pay for it. They're going to go, you get a, $40,000 fine. Who gives a shit? It means nothing. It's like if somebody came in here and told Chris he owed a nickel. He'd easily be able to borrow that money and pay it off.
Gotta find someone.
I don't know anyone who's having fun with football this year. All the fucking games last weekend sucked. All of them. And then that game last night, which people will say is that college game. Oh, that was a good game because it went down to the end. It's also, college football is such a sloppy fucking sport where you literally have elite athletes. You have one elite athlete playing against a guy who's not an elite athlete, who's a college student. And, you send a guy down 30 yards, throw the ball up in the air, and the elite athlete's going to come down with it. It doesn't make it a good sport. Johnny's like, oh, this is such a good game because of the fucking score.
Right.
But that wasn't a really good game.
It was, I just watching it, I was just getting annoyed. Like, this is just one bad play after another.
Yeah.
And then I guess their Bama's running back Scarborough, he went out, so that's pretty much why they won, I guess. That's what people are saying. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it had that much to do with it. I had the game on at the stand, and even when Clemson was behind by 10 fucking points, where people are like, I think Clemson's going to win because they're just too inconsistent on the other side. It's so funny that people will call a close game a good game. You know what I mean? That doesn't necessarily make it good. It's just close.
It's like, they almost lost, but they were going to lose the entire time anyway.
Wait a minute. Here's Mr. Giant. Let's see if he gets rid of his season tickets because of what happened. Johnny.
I will not get rid of my season tickets.
I don't even know what you pay for those things, but you're never happy. You're texting during your season tickets. And in the second quarter, he's like, this blows. These guys suck. It's true.
I agree. It is true. I do that. And I will say first, thank you for allowing me to say that Clemson would win last night.
Flats also said the same thing. They pick him. You got to give it to them. But at the end of the day, did you really care?
I kind of didn't know if I want to see Nick Saban win again.
Yeah, I don't care.
But now it sets up, if it would be the ideal would be next year they play again for season. Really, it is because each now they split it. But what an amazing game!
Ugh.
Just
It's like watching children play. It's literally like if I looked in the backyard and I saw a bunch of children playing, saying like, this is amazing. It's borderline pet is what I'm saying. It's like, seriously, it's like if Vito got to watch Gosling's kids, they're going to end up with fucking cum all over their backs.
No! Vito, no!
Now, you're Mr. Giant.
Terrible.
How do you feel about your team punching a hole in the wall or fucking up a plane or whatever they did?
So I'm not sure about the whole plane thing. I'm confused about the airplane thing because I saw that the night of the game that the Giants were delayed 2 hours in leaving Green Bay because their plane was late getting there. So, of course, that would then make the same plane 2 hours late for going to London. So I don't buy the whole they trashed the fucking airplane because if you look back at if you look back on Twitter to some of the Giants reporters, they have pictures. The Giants were literally on the team buses for 2 hours post game because the United Airlines plane was late getting to Green Bay. So that just backs the whole thing up. So maybe the airline used it as a convenient excuse. They're using the Giants as patsies. I don't know.
All I know is what the New York Post said. And the New York Post said the Giants players took their own shit and rubbed it on the windows, even on the cockpit. And that the pilot couldn't sing. The pilot could not sing because it was covered with shit. It was
probably
too
Eli.
much. That means
Eli was the only one sitting there. Eli had a coloring book and a hard candy.
He was supposed to be hall monitor. Why wasn't he reporting these
He can't stop those guys. They're too busy giving themselves prison tats.
The hole in the wall thing, Beckham, I kind of am to the point where if you can get something good, get rid of the fucking guy. Addition by subtraction. The same thing with Jeremy Shockey. He's kind of on that same level of Jeremy Shockey was going to be the greatest, and he was just a distraction to the team. And when they got rid of Shockey and Tiki Barber, that's when, they won 2 Super Bowls post those 2 guys.
The Barber in the Harbor?
The Barber in the Harbor, absolutely. With his little commercial that he had on the other day, shaving people's heads.
Yeah, that's him. In the Harbor, though.
Well, he is.
Yeah, he was the Barber.
The thing about Beckham, he makes those catches in the early part of that game. Who knows what happens? Because you set a tempo, and it changes things.
Totally different game.
Totally 100% a different game. And then no one brings up that he went to Miami to have long pants and lay in the sun on a boat. Get a pair of fucking shorts for yourself, dude. The whole fucking team, they all flew down, the receivers, right? Uh-huh. And they're out on a yacht, and they're all shirtless, but they have long fucking pants. And it's disgusting. You know what it's like to have long pants in Miami?
Timberlands as well. Don't they have
guess what? Tappy can't find it.
Sandals, flip-flops, anything but Timberlands when you're out.
They do have tips.
And look at the one hot white girl. What's her whole scene? Look at her walking away in the back.
Oh, yeah, I see her. Man, everyone's wearing long pants.
Yeah,
one of them's wearing a beanie.
I think they had no intention of going to Miami. None. You know what I mean? They just fucking woke up there, yeah. Somebody rented a plane. And that's the thing, these are last night's pants.
Look at the dude. Who's that on the far right? And he's like tied up his
that's Axl Rose. That's the Axl Rose look. Axl Rose, wherever he goes, he still has that tied around him.
He loves it.
I don't understand why. It's not 93 anymore.
When we saw him perform, he wore his flannel tied around his waist, but he also had changed his t-shirt like 16 times during the show. Like he would have costume change, but it was still just swapping out t-shirts and flannels.
Oh, classy. He's a fucking, he's a style fucking pimp. There's no doubt about it. All right, did you see Vito's thing today of the lady with the 3 legs? He's got the latest. Wasn't that from you, Vito?
Yeah, this woman sitting on a bed and looks like she has 3 legs.
Why would you say looks like? Just say she has 3 legs. It's the optical illusion of the year. Here's the reason why it's not 3.
Oh, what the fuck?
This really
this is freakish looking.
Wait, that really does look like she has 3 legs.
And then when the second that you find out why she doesn't have 3 legs, you will never see 3 legs again.
All right, maybe I need to get closer because from this.
No,
distance?
It's the same thing. Chris, put it up here. Be the barber in the harbor.
Yeah,
right,
you can only be the barber of your own harbor.
Hey, Joey in New Rochelle, what's up, buddy?
Hey,
it's not
Johnny
up yet.
I'm over here.
Hey, I'm over here now.
I'm over here now. Johnny kind of stole my thunder, but it makes a good story, but it's a bullshit story by the airlines, I believe. The owner of the Giants, the general manager of the Giants, the whole front office is on the plane. I don't think 53 players are going to start wrecking a plane with all their bosses on the plane.
So who put out the story? I saw it in the Post. Were they the first one?
I saw it in the Post too. But look what you're talking about. The Post, the news, it's all junk. You know that.
Yeah, I do.
It's junk.
I just did. But who rubbed their shit all over the windows?
That is surprising.
Was it Cruz?
Blame the Jets.
You know what? Let me apologize to you and your team, Joey, because I did believe the Post. And I'm going to send you into the pretty good prize closet.
Nice!
Woo!
Goddamn anti-Giant propaganda out there. Though Odell did punch a fucking hole in the wall. And we had to deal with 3 weeks of him fighting with a goalpost on the sidelines.
It's not unbelievable a whole team would wreck a plane because the 86 Mets famously wrecked an entire plane.
How many years ago was that?
I'm just saying it's happened.
How many years ago?
That's 30.
30? Come on, do your math.
I'm going to stick with 30.
31. This is 7. That's
you forget.
2017, bro.
He just went, shit.
God damn it, I forgot what year it was.
He's still writing 86 Mets on all his checks.
He's still writing 86 Mets on his dick. Is that your favorite team of all time, 86 Mets?
Yeah, I've read books about them. I've read all the players, like memoirs and stuff.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of them out there.
Yeah.
Plenty of shit written about that team. Are you still not picking it up, Chris?
This is a three-legged woman. This woman has some sort of weird. I'm not saying all three legs work. I'm saying that she has two working legs, maybe, and a third freak leg that just doesn't work.
I want to tell you, but I don't want to ruin it for anybody at home. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to find a song. You know what? I'm going to just let me think of a song that we want to hear. What's the tune that you want to hear?
Do you want to do a Bowie tune?
Yeah, let's do Hang On to Yourself. Does that sound okay for you?
That sounds great.
So put it on and then I'll explain to you, Chris.
The tongue-twisting song. Come to the show tonight. Bring to the light machine. She wants my honey, not my money. She's a bucket bar collector. Leaning on the necklace string. But come on. We really got a good thing going. But come on. If you think we're gonna make it, better hang on to yourself. We can't dance, we don't talk much, we just fall and play. But then we move like bags on Vaseline. Well, the beat comes up later on a stolen guitar. You're arrested with the spiders from Mars. But come on. We really got a good thing going. But come on. If you think we're gonna make it, you better hang on to yourself. Come on. Oh. Come on. You really got a good thing going. Come on. If you think we're gonna make it, you better hang on to yourself. You really got a good thing going. Come on. If you think we're gonna make it, better hang on to yourself.
So anyway, now you see it, Chris.
I'm freaked out.
You caught it right before, right?
I did. I caught it right before. Once I was able to focus on it.
All right, I am going to admit something here. I still haven't taken a look at Rat Girl, and that has been the big thing on the Interrobang for the last couple of days. All right, so this is a girl taking a picture, a selfie of herself. Now, by the way, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's a very foxy lady.
Beautiful.
But her room is a mess, as some young ladies will do.
Yes, you say that, like, all her makeup is laid out on the floor. There's like
this actually looks like a painter. You know what I mean? Like, that isn't makeup. That's what a painter would work with. And looking up here, I do not see the famous rat. Do you see it, Chris?
I don't see the rat.
I only saw it because someone zoomed in on it. But like that, I was not able to pick it up. My eyesight was not that good.
Is it in the background somewhere?
It is in the background, yeah.
Okay. Now, would you say that room horrifying or age appropriate, Chris Stanley?
Age appropriate.
Gail?
I'm fine with clothes laying around, but the problem is I'm seeing some takeout, and that's where I draw the line. Like, I get messy with clothes. I'll, like, pile clothes up on my bed and on my chair, but that's taking it too far when I'm seeing, like, old takeout bags and cans of soda and stuff.
The takeout bags aren't the real issue. I think the bag of marshmallows is the biggest problem.
Where's that at? I didn't see that. That's a bag of marshmallows?
No, not a bag of cotton balls.
No, that, I read that. And I think that's a box of cookies.
Damn, girl.
Did you just yell, damn girl, like that? Like it's showtime at the Apollo?
Yeah, girl.
No, I don't see the rat. Now, but you can understand with a bag of marshmallows laying around, you're going to get rats.
You're going to get some pests.
Hey, send Jen over. I wonder if Jen, would you keep a room that way? I mean, first of all, before she answers, Chris, does Jen have a messy room?
Yes, she does.
I don't think she has a messy room.
I'm going to guess because she's always so put together, messy room. You know what I mean?
Flinging things around.
Yes. Good cook, messy kitchen. Jen, clean room or messy room?
Messy.
I figured.
You guys are right. You guys are totally right.
Because she also doesn't come, as people overuse the term, anal.
No.
Anyone who's clean says they're anal. And it drives me nuts.
It's really strange.
So
it really makes me
they're
uncomfortable.
like, I'm so anal. I'm like, really? You don't flush your shit down the toilet? You keep it in jars somewhere?
You keep it in jars because you love it so much? Oh, okay.
By the way, is that what Jars of Clay means? The band Jars of Clay?
Yeah, that's their Clay.
Oh
my
well,
God.
they're a Christian rock band, so it makes sense.
Shit sculpture.
When Spoon came in yesterday, you guys were all excited.
Yeah,
that was cool.
That was awesome. That was so great.
I actually told them you just ripped your name off from Spoon Man. And I won't have it.
Have you guys spotted the rat yet?
No.
No,
I'm no closer to the rat than I was before.
There's fucking makeup, some marshmallows, some shoes, a stool. There ain't no rat
It's
in
got
this
to be in
room.
the back here somewhere, right?
Yep.
Is that its tail? Is that its tail? I think if you click through, Chris, they show you where the rat is.
All right.
Now, Chris.
Yes.
Would this room be a turnoff for you, or you wouldn't care if you went back with one of your Tinder dates?
Yeah, one of my ladies.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care.
I got to tell you, it would be a turnoff for me.
Yeah, you would not care.
It wouldn't
for
be a turnoff for that night, but long term, no. I'm going to quote the great Hall & Oates when I say, I can't go for that. No.
No can do.
I wish we would have played that song.
That's a rat.
Yeah, that's a rat.
Come on.
Why are you yelling, come on?
What's come on? That's a rat. And it's not a small
what
rat.
don't you understand? Did you think it's a dog?
No, I feel like it's not a rat. It's like some sort of clothing item or whatever in this girl's fucking room.
Now, it makes me worry about your house.
My house is just fine.
He just has all these clothing items around his house.
Now, Chris, you say it wouldn't be a problem for you, but would it be if you actually saw rodents?
I mean,
walking among the rubble of her room.
If it was this girl, I wouldn't have that much of a problem.
Can I tell you what scares me?
What's that?
That much makeup on the floor because that face is not natural.
That's made up.
Could be La Dude.
Oh no!
I don't even doubt that for a second.
Oh, it's a rat man.
First of all, who wouldn't be a rat man?
Dude, you're so weird. It's a rat man.
I am the rat man. Woo! I am the rat man. Look, he just walked by.
I missed it.
Mm-hmm. You gotta pay attention.
I know.
You gotta pay attention in this fucking game.
It's a pretty big room, though. I mean, it's a fucking huge bedroom.
Well, you know, non-New Yorkers tend to have space.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, he doesn't understand what it's like to have actual room to have a home.
I know.
No, not at all.
Look, aside from the rat, and again, I will not excuse having bags of marshmallows on your bedroom floor.
What if you're hungry?
But I I will say, I don't think that the closet and dresser drawers situation, I don't think it's really suitable. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for my mind of figuring out how to get dressed and everything's away. Like, I have to pull everything out. There has to be a better solution.
All right, let's get into this, because this is something men don't care about, but women do. You're saying you need the clothes out, right?
Yes, I need to be able, I wish
Well,
I
why
could.
don't you do shelving then? Get rid of the drawers and just have shelving and you can see all your clothes. You
So
know,
you're
keep
saying-
it like a clothing store.
Okay.
Your stuff, make the side of your room look like a clothing store.
But then that means it has to be very well put away and
Yes.
very neatly folded.
Yes.
Now here's another thing. That's an annoying thing at a clothing store with like folded jeans. Then you're pulling them all out. Now you gotta refold everything.
All right, then live like Rat Girl.
I
That's
don't
up
want to be
you.
Rat Girl. And
What do
be
you
with a
want?
rat.
You want robots. So just wait a few years. Have yourself frozen now. And when you wake up, robots will be doing everything.
I feel like I'm not gonna have to freeze myself for too long.
But in a clothing store, you don't know what the jeans are going to look like. In your home, you know what the jeans are going to look like, so you know what you're going to
No,
grab.
you don't know.
What?
You don't know. Women's bodies change too much over the course of a month.
But
let's get back to menstruation. That's really what I'm trying to.
Chris's body does too, but it doesn't affect his sweatpants. So
Right.
he's fine with it.
They're always comfortable. Sometimes a little tighter.
And like sometimes you're making a combination. Maybe you've never worn these jeans with these heels and this jacket, and you want to see what they all look like together. Maybe it's going to work, maybe it doesn't.
See, the thing is, Chris has never seen a woman go through hell because he's never lived with a woman. But that thing of like, oh, we're going to this fucking a party, and you go in and there's been an explosion in the bedroom.
Yeah.
He's never been a part of that.
Yes, it's an intense situation that happens.
Also, Chris would go to any party in just a raincoat, so he doesn't fucking. First, he walks around
underneath.
wearing North Face as his new coat.
Yeah, it's a great looking coat. Keeps me warm. It's a good product.
Look, I'm even shocked. And now I understand you must have bought it so you don't go crazy in the dating world. Because I saw you go through a bear of a winter wearing mostly hoodies and like sometimes.
Army jacket.
Yeah.
A very, very thin army jacket with
I
a
think
hoodie
those puff
underneath.
shirts must have really come through for him. You know what I mean? He's been living off that wave. But North Face to me is the new members only. You know what I mean? Like, there was a time when it mattered. And I know he must have got a knockoff on that North Face.
So
like
real?
you wouldn't believe.
Oh, no, I'm not paying full price for anything. No, the Canadian Goose jackets are now the fucking hot shit.
No, I know. I see them everywhere and they bore me.
They're $1,000 a jacket.
They are not. I went and looked it up. I looked it up. It's $5.99.
I must have spent a higher.
You're paying for that wolf fur. Is really what it is. That's solid wolf fur.
Or coyote. I can't remember which one it was.
Well, why do they have a wolf on it? If they're going to make it out of coyote.
Good point.
Thanks. Anything new in your Tinder life?
Have a date tonight with the crazy conspiracy theorist artist.
Hey, let me take another look at her.
Here you go.
Where are you guys going? Caroline's? Let her know that if you go to Caroline's, all you got to do is put in a certain thing, you get it for free.
Yeah, go to carolines.com, use the code had to be there to get free tickets tonight to come see Hindsight, which is hosted by Dan Perlman and Billy Princell. And of course, Ron Bennington will be there.
Bunch of great comics like Dave Hild. So if you like to come, it's Caroline's. And then there's the promo code what?
Had to be there. Go to carolines.com, had to be there, and you're going to get free tickets.
This is the artist who loves.
Right.
She's fucking scary.
Yeah, I remember now.
I'm intrigued by her though.
Oh yeah, you should.
Oh yeah, there's definitely something intriguing.
Yeah, especially because she just she's obsessed with this. You ever hear the writer Chris Hedges? You know who that is? I had to look him up, but she just loves conspiracy theories and she believes that the government's a joke and that the builder is Illuminati shit, lizard people.
I'm so interested that this is all in her Tinder profile.
She has
that's
a lot
early
of her paintings too.
That's early to share.
Oh, she was all about it, like immediately. Like she was like, "Yeah,
well, what are you going to say when she brings up this shit?
I don't know. I'm going to try to just like, oh, really? You believe in lizard people, huh? Explain this to me. How is this possible?
Oh, okay. So you're going to be a dull date. you're going to bring nothing to the fucking table.
You better come at her with your own conspiracy theories.
Moon landing's fake, lady. I hope you're down with that.
No, come up with your own, like something like really.
He doesn't have anything of his own.
It should be interesting, though.
I think
for her, it's going to be the dullest thing of her life. Where are you taking her?
I believe we're going to go see a film, and then she wanted to see it.
All right, relax, dude. No one's your fucking enemy here. Relax. What film?
The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Some horror film.
Oh
I had
God.
never heard of it.
You're going to sit in the dark next to a fucking stranger.
Yep.
And watch a cheap horror film.
That's what she would like to have done. I had never heard of the film.
How's that a date? How's that a first date?
I would never do a movie for a first date. Never.
She said she wanted to drink afterwards. All right. See what happens.
Yeah, but now you're going to have to sit in silence with her in the dark.
I already agreed to go to see the movie.
No, I understand. I understand now there's no backing out.
Yeah.
But I don't think a movie is a good first date. You're not talking.
It's strange.
Are you going to do the bit where you put the hole in the bottom of the popcorn barrel?
I don't see why not.
And when she reaches in, has to reach really great deep,
really far down
before she grabs that chode. That thick chode.
Keep taking.
Don't you want more popcorn? No, I'm full. No, really. Go back in.
Come on, more.
Oh, it's almost empty anyway.
Does anybody know this movie?
I've never heard of it.
I think Emil Hirsch is in it.
Ooh.
Now we're on to something.
Yeah.
I like it.
Spencer?
All right. Taffing away. You taking your computer with you? And then where you can tap out stuff and have little fun facts to tell her. This movie was filmed in 2015, but just released now. Odd, right?
They shot in Toronto, but it doesn't look like that, does it?
All right. I have a deal breaker question for you.
Okay.
Finally, we haven't played this game in forever.
Which of these would be the biggest deal breaker for you? So we are out on like a date with someone you've just met. They talk throughout a movie.
Deal breaker.
That's shitty.
They're rude to a waiter or waitress.
Deal breaker.
Yeah.
Or you take them to a comedy club and they heckle.
Deal breaker.
Oh my God.
Which of those three would be the biggest deal breaker for you that you were like, I'll never get past this person?
So you've given us 3 deal breakers.
I've given you 3 deal breakers.
3 things that you can't be with a person and say, which is worse? Vito, you go first.
I'm going to go with talking at the movie because that'll get you into fights. Like, people will try to fight you because your girlfriend is talking during the movie.
There is some truth to that.
Yeah.
Chris.
Being shitty to wait staff, I think it's like, what are you doing? What the fuck? It's just a waiter. What do you, stop it, lady. No, I couldn't do that.
You call her lady?
I would if you started talking shit.
He seems like he's called all of them.
I hate to see anybody being rude to any service people.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what kind. By the way, your girlfriend looks like she's painted a picture of Hannibal Buress.
It does. It's exactly like him.
Wow. Very strange. So she likes comedy.
That's a positive.
I think of all 3 of those things, talking during a movie, rude to wait staff, or heckling at a comedy club. I think heckle might be that I'm not going to be able to get.
Well, at least with heckling, somebody's going to put her in her fucking place immediately. I hate that the wait staff is kind of trained that they have to take shit.
Right.
I despise that.
Because that always feels like punching down. It always does.
Yes, because that other person is shackled by their position. You wouldn't, if they were outside, you wouldn't be giving them shit because they would be free to do whatever they want to do. You know what I mean?
But what about the person who has the personality to think, I should be part of this show. Like, I'm pretty funny. Like that.
I'm going to say that one may almost, as terrible as it is, you can understand why an ignorant person would feel that way. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Hey, we're supposed to, like Rocky Horror. It has to be pointed out to some loud people.
Sure.
Rude to a wait staff is always awful. and talking during a movie would just actually drive me crazy.
Right.
First of all, don't go talking during a fucking TV show. I'm fucking watching this. I don't need somebody to go, this is great, isn't it?
This is so good. Hey, who's that guy? That guy who just walked out of the room?
Do you ever remember any of the other movies that they've done? There's a time to discuss this.
It's not during.
I think of all three of those things, and I don't like to be the kind of person to say I would change someone, but I do think that maybe with lessons, you could tell a person it's not okay. Maybe it was okay in your house or with people you knew, but it's not okay to talk during a movie. Where the other two says something about the person.
I think then that person's going to resent you for like, I want to talk during the movie, but if I talk during
well, then that could be a deal breaker for them. They could be like, she doesn't let me talk during movies. She's out.
What if she paints pictures of Hannibal Buress and takes him to a comedy show to give them to him?
I would say light Tom, but not deal breaker.
I don't know if there's anything more ridiculous than people who will go to an Elton John show with a homemade painting of Elton John that they hope to give him. Because no one wants a painting of themselves.
Yeah, that seems like it's a good present for you, the fan.
Elton John must have 50,000 by now. You know what I mean? Like, he would be a lunatic if he put up all the things that people painted of him.
You'd be better off painting something for Elton John that you know Elton John likes, not just his own head.
It's probably true. He's like, oh my God, look, there I am. I'm on a flying piano. Oh God, I'm gonna put this up next to all the other weird fucking acid head paintings that have been given to me. Hey, good news for you, Chris.
Okay.
Jeremiah in Toronto has seen the movie you're going to tonight.
Oh, perfect.
Go ahead, buddy.
Hey, man. Yeah, I just saw that movie. It's TIFF up here in the summertime. It's an awesome movie, but yeah, it's super creepy. So if you're taking a weird chick to it, yeah, you might want to hang on.
Good.
She might start jacking you off during it.
Oh my God!
Now,
if he's lucky.
What happens?
It's a father-son that are morticians. It's the younger guy is the dude from Into the Wild. I forget his name. Thank you. Yeah, it's and they get a body and they get a Jane Doe in and they have to do an autopsy, obviously, and all kinds of weird, freaky shit starts happening.
She's still alive?
Maybe from another time. I don't want to spoil the movie too much.
My God.
There's something inside of her.
Chris, if you really want to see this movie, come to my house because it's on demand.
Is it?
Yeah. You're going to a movie.
Motherfucker.
That's on demand.
Fuck, I got scammed.
I don't think this is a scam, really.
No,
it is a strange choice. But I do stand back. I might say that a movie date might be the worst first date there is.
I find it to be impossible. You know what it's like? You ever go to a movie and you have to sit next to a stranger?
Yes.
You don't know what to do? That's what this date is.
It's going to be a fucking weird one. And that it's on demand.
By the way, are you going to attempt to get popcorn for this?
I probably shouldn't because it fucks my stomach up. That would be a bad fucking... I think that's a bad idea.
Instead of thinking about you, maybe you think about her.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Get her a little poppy pop.
All right.
And then you don't go touching it with your fucking loose bowels.
Or your dick.
Thinking about bringing a flask. Just
don't do that.
That's a bad idea, right?
Do not do that. I don't know. She's nuts. Maybe she'll be into it. Actually, show her the real you. That's what you really should do.
You know what? You should show up wearing a Batman mask. She'd be fucking fine with it. Hey, I'd forgot this now, but when I was like in 8th grade, me and my friends went to an adult theater that everybody at school said you can get into. They just don't care how young. It was in the city of Chester. And I went there and I wasn't, there's nothing older masturbating men like to see more than junior high school kids.
Oh God.
Coming in to see it. But the most embarrassing thing is I stopped and got popcorn. And I'm eating popcorn. The shit is playing. I'm enjoying the movie. I'm like, oh my God, we're seeing a naked movie, right? And, you know, it was like me and two buddies and then just nothing but middle-aged and older men sitting single. And I'm like looking around with my popcorn and they're just like watching me put every little kernel in my mouth. I'm like this. I'm like a kitty cat eating your popcorn. Yeah, your puppy corn. It was fucking so funny. And it's, it was like, the fucking weirdness is, like, those movies really were like Boogie Nights with it wouldn't just be straight sex. There would be scenes in between the sex.
Storyline.
Yeah. Which you're just like, oh man, he doesn't even know that she has the diamonds. Anyway, take her to that movie. So you're going to go watch a movie on demand?
I feel like
great.
a fucking asshole. Why didn't I look for on demand?
It seems like if you would have just taken her to your home and watched something on demand, you get a guarantee good first date.
You could demand a blowjob.
Well, that's great, but
even if you just demand,
demand sounds like you don't have a choice in the matter.
Miss, I have a list of demands. And on top is oral sex.
Oh my God. Do you think he's going to get lucky tonight?
I have a strange feeling he is.
Vito?
I think if he was going to get lucky, she would have said, let's watch it on demand at your apartment and not let's go to a theater.
Look, once that sweet liquor hits her fucking back of her throat, she's going to be out for all kinds of shit.
I just have a good feeling about this crazy broad.
You might be fucking smarter, just bring a bag of pills.
Here, you like that?
John Carpenter has had to tweet out at the neo-Nazis how fucking to stop acting like that his film, They Live, is anti-Jewish. Have you ever seen this film?
I have seen They Live, and I had no idea that anyone would interpret it as...
I think they see anti-capitalism, which it is,
right,
as anti-Jewish.
I see. So they're seeing a lot of different things when he puts on the glasses.
They're seeing what I would consider the 14 words that Vito and I live by.
Yeah, you guys live by 14 important
14
words.
great words.
I'm not allowed to learn it.
And then we do the 88. I forget what the other thing was.
88 more words.
Jeez.
No, that's too many.
Yeah, it's 88 words.
It's 88 piano keys.
Wow.
Have you seen the movie, right?
Of course,
Chris?
many times.
What do you think of it?
I love it. I love They Live.
Now, can we at least agree that it's a ridiculously B movie? Right?
Yeah,
yes.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Very much so, yeah.
Okay. Because I never know with your generation of film viewer what you consider to be
great.
Yes, because you will sit around and talk about Point Break and compare it with The Godfather. You know?
Your point.
Breakfast Club to you was every bit as good as Citizen Kane.
God, yes.
So when you say They Live is great,
which one's more quotable?
that's actually the best way to decide how good a movie is. It's how quotable it is. So I don't know what it's like for a white supremacist to never really be able to like a piece of art without the artist telling you you're wrong, you suck.
Yeah.
I hate you.
It can't be easy. I was thinking about it at the Golden Globes. Like I was watching people tweet and they were saying, you know, I love Meryl Streep and I love her movies, but this isn't right, and I don't care about her political opinions. And I'm like, that must be difficult. Like, you are a fan of something, but you couldn't feel more different about them.
Yes. Normally, like, you are a fan of a piece of work that touched you on a personal level.
Right.
No matter what it is, what art form. So when Chris Christie, and you see him at the concert, Badlands, he's got his hang on, and then Springsteen is like, I disagree with everything that you say, Chris Christie, and you're wrong. Paul Ryan.
Oh, shit.
Is a gigantic fan of Rage Against the Machine. And Rage put out stuff to say, everything that you're for, we're against. We despise you. We despise your fucking stupid haircut. But he's like, I don't care what they say. I love those guys.
That's so strange because I'm
weird,
I'm
right?
wondering what he has been extracting from their lyrics this time, or he just doesn't care. Like
he thinks of the Machine as government and social justice warriors and people that want equality.
Right, stuff he wants to rage against.
Yeah, he's raging against social justice. You know what I mean? He's raging against peace and equality. He wants it stopped. But what is he supposed to fucking listen to? You know what I mean? Let's take it from his point of view. What the fuck are Paul Ryan and Chris Christie supposed to listen to?
I don't know. What is out there? I mean, it doesn't mean you don't enjoy music.
It would be like finding out, like, if John Philip Sousa goes, why are you guys marching around when I'm playing this music? This isn't march music. And you're just like, it makes me want to march.
What's wrong with that?
Can I point something out to the fucking military now? There is never, ever a situation where marching is better than walking. It doesn't make sense.
It's really bad on the knees.
It's bad on the knees. It's bad on the ankles. It's exerting more energy when guys are supposed to be walking about. Why don't they just say, well, you guys walk calmly to the battle, and then when it's there, we fight. I mean, if marching worked, people would do it for other reasons other than warfare.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was just like, look, you Walmart guys, you got to march when you're fucking doing stuff. When you're unloading those trucks, march it. But marching is so bad for you. They don't let guys march over bridges because you can take the fucking bridge down because that thing, right? That's what it's doing to your knees, your hips, and your ankles.
Oh, yeah, it just shoots just like pain up the knee, and then it ages your body. It just ages you. Like all of a sudden you're an elderly person.
Yes.
Because you've been marching so much.
Right. You start to walk like Mickey Rivers, and no one wants to ever do that. He gets so upset if one of the TVs... Talk about anal, right?
Yeah.
Vito will let the show be shit, but if a TV is doing something weird, he goes crazy. And he always complains. That's what he complains to me about Chris about. He's like, Chris is supposed to be in charge of those TVs, Ron, and he won't do it.
You guys really rat each other out.
No, they do. And I go, look, Vito, he ain't going to live forever. One day you're going to be in charge. But how many times have I said I'd like to see you guys split up more and all?
Yeah.
And you will never do it. Now that I brought it up, you'll do it tomorrow. But on most occasions, you refuse to have a fluid team.
Yeah, I never think to put him in this room. It's really shitty.
This is your marching.
Yeah. I'm stuck inside of March.
You're just saying that now. You're not stuck inside of a march. You can't be. There is no box to a march.
What am I talking about?
You're just trying to get out of it by agreeable things. You're either screaming or agreeing. Look at all your TVs are fucked up.
Oh, God.
I need Vito in here to worry about the TVs.
No.
That bars that you see there hasn't been seen on a TV since 1967.
What was that cool symbol that was always like in the... Wasn't there like a...
Yeah, that was a thing about the Founding Fathers and the secret society that they had.
Yeah.
That was mind controlling us.
That was not in my day, but it was like something that...
Yeah.
It was seen a lot.
See, it'd be the test pattern is what it was called.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead and put it up. You have my permission to tap away.
Here we go.
There it is. Now, what did that test pattern mean? Why did they have it?
So strange.
And why does it look? All this weird shit that looks like it's, some kind of mathematics. But then there's an Indian head on the top of it.
I have no idea. Or what the numbers...
Those angles?
...mean... that are going like from the outer circle. I don't know what that means.
But why would there be just an Indian head?
And then why is it like the center is 30, but also to the left of it is 30, and then to the far right goes 45, 35? What does that mean?
And this says 32, 5, 50 over there. And 300 down here. And then it looks like a 575.
And the left dashes are thinner than the right dashes. Like the right dashes within the square. I'm going to bring this up on my date tonight.
There you go. You got something. You're getting interested.
Pin that to your balls and she'll be staring at it for hours.
Closer. Look closer.
That's right.
You're going to start figuring out a pattern.
All right. If anybody knows the answer to why the test pattern thing is so weird. And Gail, until you brought this up, I just accepted it. You know what I mean?
You're just like, that's the test pattern.
I'm from the fucking generation where you can see the occasional test pattern, and there was nothing that you could do about it. 844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. If you know the story behind the weirdness of the test pattern. I mean, it really does look like something that we should try to figure out what aliens mean. Not what earthlings mean.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, this is a very interesting thing, too. And by me saying that means I thought of it the second, and it's probably zero interest. But I'm going to say, you only use the word earthling when you're around an alien. You know what I mean?
All right, yeah.
You'll never be like, here we are, a bunch of earthlings doing a fucking radio show. But if you're with an alien, you're like, immediately, you're not saying, oh, I'm American or I'm from New York. You're like, oh, I'm an earthling. I ling here on the planet Earth. Now, let's suppose an alien came here, and you were explaining that you're an earthling, right?
Yeah.
Is a deer an earthling too? Is a duck an earthling? Is a fish an earthling?
I feel like once the aliens show up, we're all unified, and even the animals become earthlings, dwellers of Earth.
They haven't earned it. I mean, they're on the planet.
I have never seen a movie where someone explained a duck as an earthling.
Yeah. It's an earth creature.
This is one of our flying earthlings. One of our many flying earthlings.
You won't be able to talk to them.
By the way, and I don't think that, I think if you're going to say earth creature, you just say creature at that point.
I like to make sure that they know it's an earth creature. Because they're not going to find a duck on another planet as far as we know.
As far as we know, there's not a duck on another planet. All right, John wants to help us with this test pattern. John.
Yes, good afternoon, Benningtons. That is a camera registration chart that they used to put up to align the cameras during the black and white days of oldie time TV. You had different scales of black, different scales of white that you had to align the camera to. So that's what that was for. It was like what's called a chip chart.
Okay, so I see that with the varying shades of gray to black, but what are the numbers for, and why are they in such a bizarre order?
That again was for the focus, so that you remember going to the eye doctors, better, worse, better, worse. It was the same type of registration that you had to do on the cameras. So you had to have these numbers placed around so that everything was in focus in the whole view.
And why the Indian chief head?
It was probably done that way just for aesthetics, but it did show all the graphs. It hit all the levels of black and white, and you had something called like a plugge line in the black signal that you had to maintain, or the video would look funny. Or remember in the olden days, sometimes if they showed something very white, you'd hear like hum in the audio signal of the television. That prevented that. It stopped you from getting the white levels into the audio. So
look, all this, you've answered us. It's duller than we ever wanted it to be.
Exactly. It will, when you do it long enough and you have to explain it, you realize you just gave someone cancer.
Pretty good prize closet, my friend. Pretty good prize closet. Hindsight tonight, Gail.
Tonight is Hindsight at Caroline's. Go to carolines.com. Use the code HAD to be there to get free tickets. Hindsight storytelling show hosted by Billy Princell and Dan Perlman, featuring Ron Bennington, Dave Hill, Mike Kaplan, and a bunch of other funny comics. Go to carolines.com. Use the code HAD to be there to get free tickets.
Should be a very, very fun night. Here's Jim in Florida. Jim.
Hey, I want to call BS on Chris Stanley.
Okay.
How can you have a woman come over on a date to watch a movie on demand when he watches everything on his phone?
because of going downtown to a theater to watch it.
No, you had that false outrage, Chris, about, damn, I should have checked the on-demand.
It is false outrage. You're right about that.
I still feel like an asshole for going to see a movie that's on demand.
What? Now I.
Yeah, but how are you going to how are you going to get her to your apartment?
I have a bottle of Jameson.
Yeah, and you're going to watch it on a tiny phone? I agree with this guy. That was
so far,
false
he's
outrage.
never had the balls to bring anyone to his apartment, male or female.
Because of the marshmallows and rats on the floor?
There's just so much. And makeup, oddly enough.
Maybe she's perfect for you. Rat girl. You're going to be her rat boy.
Sexy.
All right. Now, during this entire conversation, it occurred to me that I didn't have my wallet. And it was found under a chair.
Oh, my God.
At my house.
That's such a panic. It's a terrible feeling.
For you, I couldn't seem calmer. I continued on with the boring conversation about this, which I now wish had never come up. Because I really wanted that to be something of the Illuminati.
It seems so much cooler.
Yeah.
Chris, I still think you could use this on your date. That you think that it's something Illuminati. There's secret messages in there.
Is it like, you know how like when we're used to something that it's no longer like such a mystery?
Yeah.
I still think in real time we can be here and see images of this press conference or this session in Washington and see it as it's happening. And I couldn't explain how it's done or anything about it.
No.
It's fucking mind-blowing to me.
I often think about if I time traveled backwards and I was in charge of explaining things that occurred in daily life, I would have no way to explain how these things are done. Like, oh yeah, you pick up this little box and you could call someone and then you hear their voice through it. How? Sally?
It is embarrassing that we could go back in time 1,400 years and meet people smarter than us.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody would ask questions that we couldn't answer, plus tell us things that we didn't know.
Certainly smarter about their own life. They know. They are an expert on everything they know how to do because they have to do it themselves. From feeding themselves to cleaning to everything that they do.
So other than like nature, they probably understood everything. You know what I mean? Like why it rains and shit like that would be confusing.
Right.
But how to make a bow and arrow, which, by the way, if I lived on this planet forever, I'd never come up with some kind of cat gut. Like I would have got this spear within the first week. Bow and arrow, I would have never fucking discovered.
Yeah, that's not something.
Taking some kind of gut and then fucking stringing it out there and then taking the spear and being able to pluck it off there and it'd be a better idea. I'd still be jabbing at fucking animals to this day.
Not only that, not only do you have to discover how to make that material, but then you have to master it enough to kill something with it to make food?
Right.
Like, that's insane.
All right, now here's another one. I mean, this is fucking mind-blowing if you allow yourself to do it. You notice that the sun is going over top, and you notice that every day it's right over top of you, and that if you put a stick in the ground, that you can find out whether it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
You can do that. Now, you make a mechanical thing on your wrist that moves at the same time as that shadow would move on the circle. No fucking way does that make sense to me.
Nope.
To this day.
Clockwork? Should be impossible.
But look, it would be something if you could just make all the stuff that it ran around in a circle. I'd be like, that's fucking phenomenal. But the fact that it goes at the same speed as the shadow moves across the sundial, unfucking believable. And now people are like, well, it's just a watch. Who gives a shit? Do you make one? Nope. Couldn't even figure it out. Can't even open it up and put it back together once all the shit spills out. It's unbelievable. It's unfucking believable. And no one even knows who invented the fucking clock. No one. Who invented the wristwatch. I've been able to take the sundial and put it as a little mechanical thing. Much more complicated.
But then you can have it with you.
And I'd be like, look, all you got to do is put a stick in the ground and I find out what time it is. And they go, yeah, what about at night? I'd be like, you got me. You know what I mean?
Just wait.
I can find
just one nighttime.
It's 9:15, and that means everyone's got to get to bed. Because in another 15 minutes, it's going to be night. And then we don't know what time it is until breakfast. That is really crazy, though, right?
It's very bizarre.
It's fucking incredible that someone came up with how to make a clock. Unbelievable. Or the Romans were understanding how to move water like that, you know? Never would I have fucking figured out plumbing. Never. Yeah, I still don't understand.
I mean, that's probably the most significant modern invention. Moving fresh water in order for us to be able to populate other places than just next to a river or next to a place to... Yeah, it's crazy. We would not have agriculture without that.
No, you're right. Well, we'd have it, but it just
wouldn't
we
wouldn't be able
to
do it at the level that we do it.
You would never be able to grow anything in California.
Right. You'd have to do it in a couple specific places.
You'd be basically growing everything around Pennsylvania and Maryland. That's where stuff grows at. I don't know what else to do. Why? What's up with Bert Kreischer? There's always a new Bert Kreischer story every day. What did he do this time?
He stays in the news.
He does. He stays. People talk about Bert. All right. He gave away hundreds to a Stress Factory waitress with a raffle. He asked the audience to pitch in dollars. And threw up his own CNAP. There's a video up. All right, let's see it.
Okay, what we've done, everyone in the audience has given $1 to the pot, okay? I've also added a $100 bill. Now, I would like all the wait staff to come up with their name on a piece of paper, and we're going to draw a name out of a hat. Whatever name gets out of the hat, they get the fucking pot. You don't like this? Drum roll, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the pot, I think she's black. Lisa! Naisa, what are you going to do with your money tonight?
Spend it on a lot of fucking alcohol, frankly.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for playing.
That's sweet.
That is so sweet. And he's literally showing you the exact opposite of our deal breaker scenarios. That's how you treat the wait staff. And how he didn't heckle himself, which was great.
That's good. He didn't talk during the movie.
Made it like a little fun end of the show for everybody. Looks like he's managing to recover from the diet, too. I mean, he looked like he put on weight since we saw him.
He mentioned that he did it in a very unhealthy way. And usually if you try to lose weight in an unhealthy way where you're just depriving yourself of food, the second you eat food, you go back immediately.
I can back that up 100%.
No, Vito. You having another cheat day again today, Vito?
Yeah, every day's a cheat day now.
Are you totally not attempting anything? No longer working out?
Nah, I've just given up on it.
All right. I like it, quitter. I like the attitude. How long before you start dating again, Vito?
I don't know. I mean, it's now seeing Chris get back out there makes me feel like maybe it's my time's coming up.
Sounds like everybody wants to copy off Chris around here, don't they?
That's right, Ron.
Mr. Original.
Mr. Original.
That's right. I invented dating, Ron.
You invented Tinder.
Don't rip me off, Vito.
I mean, how would I explain that to early man? So we swipe our mates.
Oh. No. You don't have to run them down and catch them. Everything has changed.
Yeah.
What do you think is like the first date, right, in time, that if you had to travel backwards, that you could say, I could live comfortably there? You know what I mean? Could you live comfortably in Rome? Could you live comfortably in the Middle Ages? Or would it have to be the 1800s? What would it, Vito?
I think I would only be able to go back to like the colonization of America.
The period that's for some reason American cinema has never been interested in, the early American days. Fascinating to me that we don't have one George Washington movie that everybody's like, oh, that's a great fucking movie.
Yeah.
You know?
We've got like a couple of like witch-related movies. Like we'll do like a Salem movie and do like that kind of thing, but that's as far as we go. Like there's not just like a family drama either.
There are so many more Civil War movies than there are Revolutionary War movies.
Yeah.
And you would think that Americans would be incredibly interested in what happened there. We've never had a Ben Franklin movie, a really good Ben Franklin movie. That's crazy. Chris, what's the first year that you could?
1920. I can't go any farther back than that.
1920. You need what? Those little cars with the boards that you get to ride on the side of?
Sure. Yeah, those are great.
Yeah.
It's such a difficult question for a woman. I don't think there is like a couple like matriarchy type societies that existed here and there, but I don't even know. Like I think that there was like a couple maybe Asian societies that existed, but I think you move out of modern day for me and it would be very uncomfortable.
Well, do you feel like you could live comfortably in 1987? Would you be willing to go back?
I could probably do the 80s. I think 70s is already making it a little difficult. I might stick around for the music. It might make it a little easier. But the farther we go back...
One thing in 87 is most places would be air conditioned. And in the 70s they weren't. Some places were air conditioned. But there were plenty of places that you could go.
Yeah.
That were not air conditioned.
I don't even like air conditioning very much, but when I need it, if I can't have it, I could feel a panic.
You say that you don't like it because you have it as a choice.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's almost like saying I don't like clean water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't care about
I don't need it. But just to know it's here, I feel better.
And, you know, even with Chris in the 20s, the amount of time that you would have on your hands, you know what I mean? Like the amount of sitting around time. That's why I think people worked 12-hour days. They had nothing to go home to.
To fill their day.
They're just like, yeah.
Might as well keep working.
Well, what else am I going to do?
I asked the break, dude.
It just happened, yeah.
Right back, Bennington. Back with the Bennington Show. And our buddy is in with us now, Mr. Monroe Martin.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Monroe, I'm going to give you. I'm going to let you know what you're going to be doing. You're going to be going to the Atlanta Comedy Theater.
Yep.
April 20th through the 22nd.
Yep.
And the Laugh Stop in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, May 11th through the 13th.
Yeah, the 23rd is my birthday. So
is that right?
Coming back.
And when that's not happening, you're just crushing shows here in the city.
Yes, yeah.
I've been watching Monroe just tearing it up.
Oh, thank you,
one
sir.
after another.
You've been doing your thing too.
You know what, dude? It's just it's fun to be out, but it's fun to be hanging with you and some. It's just it's something else to do other than watching TV.
It's better than TV.
So we were just looking at the thing on the iBang about you saying that DL should not. He said he would not apologize. It was part of Jeffrey Gurian's get together, but he would not apologize for a joke that he made. And you're agreeing.
Yeah, comics should never apologize for a joke they made.
Yeah.
It's like, you not laughing is the apology. If you don't think it's funny, then we're even. That's what it is. I'm not apologizing. Yeah, like, all right, well, that's not funny. Let me make it funny later down the line to another group of people.
Now, do you ever say something on stage that you don't believe?
Sometimes, but I'm learning. I'm learning not to. I heard Patrice say this in an interview before. Patrice O'Neal say, never say anything frivolously. So don't say anything you can't back up.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if you're saying that's just a joke.
Yeah, even if you're saying it's a joke, you should still believe in it some sort of way. You should either believe that it's true, believe that it's truly funny.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know whether DL could ever have to apologize anyway. He's actually one of the more thoughtful people I've ever met in my life.
He's hilarious. So.
Yeah. But he's also like, you could take the funny out of it. Like, he could not make a single joke, and it would still be an interesting time listening to him talk. You're like, oh shit, I never thought of that.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's great. Yeah.
Chris Stanley, you said there's something hot happening on the internet right now, right?
Yeah, it's called Salt Bae.
No, I'm not familiar with Salt Bae at all. Anybody?
Salt Bae, like...
Yeah, I've seen this. It's getting passed around. This is a guy who is a butcher, and everyone got really excited because he's like a sexy butcher, and he's quite sassy the way he
he's the dude that does the thing.
Yeah,
with his
the
hand.
salt. See, that's Salt Bae.
Salt Bae.
All right, let's say it.
There we go.
Where's he from?
Probably Brazil or wherever. He looks like he's Brazilian.
And this thing looks kind of Brazilian too.
Yeah.
All right, so there he is, butchering up the steak, which I think is already, like, that's enough to already...
Nice stoves is fantastic.
That should be like a pro for any lady looking for a guy.
That's a pro and a con. I don't want a dude. You don't want a dude who's that slick with a knife.
All right, here he goes.
But more of the salt got caught in his arm hair than it got in the meat.
But I think everyone is just enamored with just like his finesse and his style.
I will tell you this. I'd eat the shit out of this fucking steak.
I know.
I don't even eat meat, and I'll eat that.
It took me a couple watches to realize there was a guy in the video. I was like, wait, what's the deal with that steak?
Monroe, you don't eat meat at all?
Nah, I cut it out. It's been a year.
Yeah.
And
it's only for health reasons?
Yeah, health reasons, but also just to prove to myself that I didn't need it.
Right.
Yeah. I eventually want to see if I can become vegan. I probably won't commit to it, but I want to see if I can get to that level.
Are you at the point that you think you won't go back to eating meat at any point? Or you're just taking it day by day?
Like, I've seen it. I've been around this type of stuff, and I've still been like, I'm going to get the fish or the shrimp and not miss it.
You're doing the same thing that Jen is doing, too.
Yes,
Jen,
she's a pescatarian.
Yes. Jen, what made you get into it?
It was just because same thing. I wanted to try like being a vegan, but it was too hard. So I was like, pescatarian's good. I love fish.
Yeah, the vegan lifestyle, like you got to cut out fur and all that stuff. I'm like, I still want to stun on people. I just don't want to eat meat. I still want to be able to wear leather if I want.
But is it ever the point like you're like, I feel bad for animals? You know, I feel bad for a pig?
No. I don't want to be insensitive, but it's like, I don't really care.
But Jen, I noticed this, since you gave up meat, you have really bad skin. Does anyone have more perfect skin than that girl?
No, she has perfect skin.
I would like to have a jacket made out of Jen's skin. That would be my favorite thing in the world. And one day I'll do it.
Call Salt Bae. He can help you out with that.
Oh, yeah, Salt Bae will get it right off the muscle.
I do want to live with Salt Bae.
I love Salt Bae so much. He's so stylish.
That's Salt Bae.
That's very stylish.
Yeah, he's a stylish butcher.
Now, you had a friend that was learning to be a butcher for a while.
I did, yeah.
He got really into it.
He learned to be a butcher. He was, was kind of a chef, and he got into it, and now he's incredible. He's like a really incredible chef, and he's a butcher.
Is he on Salt Bae's level?
I don't know. I don't think anyone's on Salt Bae's level.
I don't know. Like this, how did this dude get that famous overnight? Why is he massaging the cow?
Now he's massaging the cow.
To make the beef better.
Make that beef nice and tender.
To sing to it.
Oh my God.
I would feel too bad. I would feel too bad about
now
that.
This is getting creepy.
Yeah, that is pretty sad.
Yeah.
I mean, eating meat is bizarre. It's a weird thing.
It's a weird thing.
Meat? Yeah. It's weird.
The things that we do to these animals, like to eat it for survival is good, but then to just go overboard with it, like some of the stuff you see people do to meat, it's just like, you didn't need to do that.
Well, there's always some point if somebody's eating chicken and they're like right down to the bone and they're like, wait, this is really a bone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for some reason you don't think that way when you're like a little kid. Until a certain point you go, oh my God, I'm eating a bone.
I got a friend who doesn't eat meat with a bone. And then I found out his mom told me, she was like, oh, cause he was scared of it as a kid. And so he only eats processed stuff, chicken nuggets, chicken cutlets,
right.
burgers. Kid food. He would never eat a steak.
You're chewing on a skeleton. I mean, one thing a kid is afraid of is a skeleton.
Yeah.
And now you're chewing on one. But Chris, none of that has never bothered you.
Not once. I'm the
same way. I wish it did. I wish I was a better person. But I think if I got hungry enough, I could easily eat a baby. Because they're so...
They're tender.
They're so
it's veal.
soft.
It's like I think a baby would be like pulled pork.
Just falling off the bone.
Just fall straight off the bone. Nice and small, tiny bone.
I'd be just like sucking on his little thumb.
Yeah, or a brisket. Good little baby brisket.
They even smell good. Like if you ever like smell a baby, it makes me starving.
Because they're
a grass-fed baby.
They're milk-fed is why.
Yeah.
It's the fact that they're milk-fed.
I just bet that a baby, when it hit a hot pan,
slide around nice a little bit. Hot.
With some butter, a little bit of garlic.
Well, I mean, baby scrapple would be unbelievable.
I do miss Scrapple.
You should.
I do miss Scrapple. I'm surprised you know what Scrapple is. White people,
I'm from Delaware County.
That? Oh, of course you know what Scrapple is.
We're crazy about Scrapple, but it is the finest of all gray meats. There's not another gray meat, I think, that has that.
You can't. Scrapple and hash, corned beef hash.
Oh, God, it's the best.
Yeah. I haven't had good corned beef hash since I've been in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can't get it. I hate to say you can't get a decent sandwich either. You know what I mean?
In New York?
Yeah.
Really? Sal's?
You're not
in Astoria?
South Chris and Charlie.
Oh my God, that's Chris's place.
That was the joint. That was the place.
And here's the thing, though. Chris lost a sandwich eating contest with Greg Stone. What place did he pick?
A&F also, it's like a couple blocks over from South Chris and Charlie's. I had never even heard of it.
Yeah, I never heard of A&F. Because I used to live in Astoria and we used to eat at Sal's almost every day.
Obviously, every comic has lived in Astoria.
What is that about?
It's the cheapest place to move that doesn't make you feel like you're struggling and you're poor.
Right, on New York.
And it's kind of neighborhoody, right? I mean,
very
it's like there's families and it doesn't feel so...
Oh, you've never hung out in Astoria? Quick Greek food.
I have not spent any extended time. Like, I've probably hung out there once or twice.
I lived in Astoria, what was it? It's been like 5 or maybe 6 years ago when it was becoming more popular, you know?
But now it's getting more expensive.
Oh, but I feel sorry for the natives of that area, the people who like grew up there. Now they're watching it just turn into Williamsburg in a way.
I know, it's very tough for anybody. Like every time they're like, oh, the neighborhood's getting nicer, it ends up hurting people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It hurts, and it hurts businesses that have been there. You know, I always hope that the Creek and the Cave is going to be okay because that Long Island City it looks like Vegas now.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
What is that strip that's not, it's not
Vernon Jackson?
That's maybe the one where it's just like all restaurants, really trendy bars.
That's the one where the Stand is. That strip where the Stand is, where it's just bar after bar after bar. Yeah. Damn. I forgot the street.
I know the Vernon Jackson Avenue is like the main strip it's like if you make a left out of the Creek and Cave and go down like deeper in Long Island City.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's nothing but skyscraper fucking residential buildings. Like 40-story.
If you go by the water, they got like 5-star restaurants and stuff like that.
Yeah. Crazy.
The standing room over there, do you play that?
Yeah. I do both the stand and the standing room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never gone over there.
Go over there.
Tiny.
It's tiny. It's good on the weekends. It's a good place to like work out.
Right. The stand, I mean, that room is steady every night that I'm down there. Every night.
Yeah.
The crowds are popping.
Like,
it just...
Every lineup I see every night is...
Oh, no, the lineups are unbelievable.
Yeah.
The lineups are like... I remember it was just a couple nights. I'm like, this is an HBO special. I am hosting what should be an HBO special right now. So, where are you this weekend? Where are you doing stuff?
This weekend, I believe I'm at the Stand.
Yeah.
I'm looking now. I'm at the Stand. I get absent-minded, so sometimes I forget. Yep, Stan, Friday and Saturday.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Come through.
Chris Stanley, what's another big story going around? What are the people talking about?
Oh, well, they're also about the Joey Porter getting arrested after the Pittsburgh Steelers game.
Joey Porter has gotten in trouble since he was a player all the way up to now.
What did he get arrested for?
He basically held down a cop and a bouncer at the same time outside a bar because he was just so hammered drunk that the cop couldn't stop him.
Yeah, you don't do that when you're sober. Like,
He
never
held down a cop and a bouncer, two of the strongest people in the world.
The bouncer was like, yo, this guy's going crazy. I need a cop. Bouncer couldn't handle him. Then the cop couldn't handle him either because Joey Porter's a huge dude anyway.
Oh, yeah, he was a badass football player.
I got to see the video. Is he holding them down just like, you ain't going nowhere, like bully style?
After that fact?
Yeah, this is...
When the cops just picked him up.
TMZ gets everything, don't they?
Yeah, they're everywhere.
You know why? They'll pay.
Oh, yeah.
If somebody has something, if you see a picture, I don't know, you get out there, Mike Tyson is throwing a rock at somebody, just call up TMZ,
Right.
and they will have money to you so fast you can't believe it. Don't upload it yourself. Go out and because you're only going to get one video like this in your life.
You're going to love this, TMZ.
But Mike Tyson was on TMZ yesterday because he's getting Brown with that Chris Brown.
I said he was going to train Chris Brown.
Yeah, against Soulja Boy.
Is that real?
Yeah.
They're really going to fight?
This started as a Twitter beef between Soulja Boy and Chris Brown about a girl. You probably know who, Vito, right?
Yeah, Carucci.
What's the story?
I don't even know how Carucci got famous.
Yeah. What's the story with Carucci?
She was dating Chris Brown, and then like on Instagram comments, Soulja Boy and Chris Brown started arguing, and now they're gonna have a 3-round.
Is she with has Soulja Boy been with Carucci?
No, she's just been with Chris Brown.
I think he was trying to get with her then.
Yeah,
right?
he was commenting on her Instagram like, you look really good.
I don't know anything about Soulja Boy other than the initial song Soulja Boy. That's the only thing I know of him.
These Superman Ho? That was it, right?
Superman Ho.
It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is great, but then I never thought about him again. And
until this Carucci.
He had a run. He had a
nice run.
And he had like a nice run. Ridiculous amount of money because he got popular for those like 2 years when everyone had custom cell phone rings.
Ringtones.
Yes.
Everyone had this fucking the Superman Ho fucking ringtone.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now, what happened? Why doesn't anybody want a ringtone anymore?
I think Apple made it really hard to like give yourself a custom ringtone.
But also, I never heard anyone's phone ring.
Yeah.
It's just vibrating. Yeah.
Because now we're trained to constantly have it on our person.
Yeah, and just
it can't be more than an inch away from you. So there's no need for it to ring.
Yeah.
You can always feel it.
Ringback were very popular. Remember that? You called somebody's phone and instead of hearing brrr, you heard a song.
Yeah. I remember someone stole my phone and I tried to call it and they had already put a ring back on it.
That's hilarious.
How quick was that?
Come on.
They stole it. Just like, I'm switching this thing
And it's like an old school flip phone too. Like this is not even a phone anybody would ever want now.
Man, when you remember how easy it was to make a phone yours? If you found a phone on the street, it was yours in 2 minutes.
Yep.
You take the SIM card out, switch it around, everything. Now,
now you basically have a rock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's nothing to do with
I like that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's self-destruct.
Well, there's too much stuff in this for anyone to find. It's like they didn't find your phone now. They found all your stuff.
Oh, they found your life.
Yeah.
I got credit cards on here now, all that stuff.
Also, I just added the, like the touch ID to pay.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing to have.
Like,
cause now, as if it's not, it was easy enough to just go, okay, I'll just put my PayPal in and I'll buy things online and it doesn't feel like real money. Now it's just press and you just paid for it.
Yeah.
That's just too easy.
Thumbprint?
Like at that, you're like, I need
credit cards are going to be done.
Yeah, I need $3.99 and Panda Pop points. Of course I do.
Oh yeah. That's just to get people to spend money quicker.
You know how now, if you want to get your check at a restaurant, you make the fake signing thing.
Yeah.
Are you just going to be going like this? Act like it's a phone thing. I want to pay.
I want to pay for this.
I think so. Or doing this with your thumb. You're waving your thumb. I want to thumb it. Can I thumb it?
Can we thumb this down? And then I want to go. You can't keep up with technology. I don't give a shit. We were just talking. this studio is like 2 years old, right? And the new studios that are coming in now make this one look like shit. And we thought that when we got all this stuff 2 years ago, we're like, we're living in Star Trek.
No, it really
made it to Star Trek.
It felt like we had walked onto.
No, this is a nice ass studio.
Yeah.
I'm like,
no, I mean, but there's better ones now.
Really?
There's VO booths down there.
Everything.
With nothing but touch screens. There's no board.
It's all swiping.
But if there's no board, I feel like touchscreen, if you crack the screen, you're done.
Or if it needs to be rebooted somehow. Like that board's never going to. Now, by the way, that's the first sign of being old when you say the new stuff isn't as good as the old stuff.
It'll never be like that. It doesn't sound as good.
Yeah. You got to keep moving forward to hold on.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
What do you think is going to be the most mind-blowing technology throughout your lifetime? That something will happen that will completely blow everything else away?
I like where VR is going. I played the VR, PlayStation VR, the Batman thing. Do you understand where that technology at now is? Like, that's Atari.
Right.
Compared to what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I was Batman, and I was dancing as Batman, like walking around as Batman. That's going to be
That's going to be,
You're going to be able to do that with TV, with movies, with maybe like photo albums and all that stuff.
Like you're going to be in the movie instead of watching.
You're going to be in the movie,
I watched like Warriors like highlights, and it's like you're on the court. It's like you have courtside seats. It's fucking crazy.
On VR?
On VR, yeah. But you can see where it's just, you'll be able to stream. You'll be able to stream courtside seats at the fucking game.
Yeah. You're never going to have to leave your house. They're making it convenient where you never have to leave. Ever. You got Postmates, you got Uber Eats, you got all that stuff to keep you at home. And then you got the VR and all that stuff just to keep you interested.
But if you go out to a comedy club, the great thing about it is you're physically there. You know what I mean? Like, you'll be able to go like Chris Rock's special. You might feel like you're in the VR of the front row, but it's not going to be the same.
Oh, I'm going to be the first comic to release a VR special. I'm going to be picking on, what's up with you with the white shirt? Very stock crowd work. Oh, you came in here with your lady? I'm getting on the ball, baby.
I like this impression of you doing comedy of yourself.
I know. What's up, y'all? Because I always feel like I always want to be that type of comic.
Yeah.
But I just don't have the balls.
You just don't have that thing to be out there.
I don't have.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck you looking at?
That's so funny.
Monroe Martin's in studio. Monroe's performing at the Atlantic Comedy Theater in Norcross, Georgia, April 20th through the 22nd. And he's performing at the Laugh Shop in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, May 11th through the 13th. Go to MonroeMartinComedy.com for all additional dates, and he'll be at the Stand in New York City all weekend long.
Obviously, if you ever get the chance to see this gentleman, go and do it. He's always funny, and he's always doing some next level shit. You're always pushing it too, right?
I'm trying. I'm trying. I got good mentors, man. I got people who care about my growth, so I always trying to freaking just move along.
So that's your management team, right? They come in, they check and go, Monroe, you're being a little late. You're great, but you're being lazy.
No, I keep it so they don't have to say that. I know when I'm being lazy. I'm very introspective to the point where if I'm doing a joke, I'm like, why did I even tell that joke? That was pointless.
Even if it's working.
Yeah, even if it's working, I'm still like, that sucked because I'm not connected to it. It's funny, but it means nothing. It's disposable.
See, that's the interesting thing, because you can get to a level where you're like, I'm entertaining people.
Yeah.
But is that the reason?
Right.
You know, what is the purpose of just entertaining people?
Yeah.
That's where comedy is right now.
Because it's a crazy skill to teach yourself, I'm sure, to work to any crowd, to tell any type of joke.
Really difficult thing to do.
Yeah, but then to achieve that and then have to step back and go, well, now I've got to really think about what I want to say.
Right.
Do I really just want to...
Yeah, you got to switch it up. I'm also understanding that now I'm older. I'm seen as a man. I started comedy at 22. So I was just like, oh, look at this kid up there being funny. Now I'm one of the peers. Like, I'm 30. Yes. I'm talking to other adults. They don't want to hear about no shit I don't care about, because then they won't care about it. They'll tune out. So if I can connect with them on some like real grounded stuff, then I can really develop a show. Like, not even a TV show, like a good act to keep bringing people in.
It is always that interesting thing is that I don't know if there's ever an art form that you have to keep renewing yourself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like if you look at most performers, whether they're actors or hip hop or rock musicians, there's a consistency to them, but you expect real growth out of a comedian like nothing else.
Well, because you're performing with a live audience, it also has to have some effect on the type of art you're doing. You can kind of live in a bubble if you're writing or making music, and you're not performing that live. You can kind of live in a bubble where comedy, you're not able to.
Yeah, no, I don't want that though. I want to be able to live life and then report to the audience what I've been doing, how I've been living my life, stuff like that. You know?
See, that's why it's difficult if you achieve any kind of stardom. You know what I mean? Like, it really becomes hard. Like, if you're Kevin Hart and you're living your life, you're like, you know, when you're getting in a private plane and they don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's suddenly.
But I feel like there's a way to do that too. Yeah. Like, you can be rich and famous and still connect with the people. Like, look at Richard Pryor. He was, at one point, he was still rich as hell, but still connecting with the people.
But he was living a street life.
He was living a street life.
Yeah.
What about, Sinbad? I like Sinbad as a comic. I think he is very funny, and he's always grounded in reality. No matter how much money he makes, he can still communicate to the people like they're one of him.
I think he also gets rid of money pretty quickly, too.
Is he doing bad?
I don't know if he's doing bad, but I don't think it's something that he likes to hold on to. I've read a couple things. But when you say I like you almost had to make an excuse.
I don't want to make an excuse. I think he's like very funny and doesn't get enough credit.
I saw, anyone that I ever saw destroy an audience the hardest, it was Sinbad. I saw him take an audience and almost suffocate them from their own laugh. Like, they had laughed out for so long that a couple people were looking scared. Like, I don't know what to do. And I'll tell that to some young comedians and they think that I'm making up a story. But I saw it take place.
Yeah. No, I believe you. I was in the gym listening to Make Me Wanna Holla, which came out in 2014. One of the funniest albums I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And you don't even realize that people go, oh, he's clean. It's not that he's clean because he's still talking about adult stuff. He's just doing it without cursing.
Right.
You know? But he's very funny. Very funny and very conversational. He feels like you're talking to an uncle.
Yeah.
Microphone. Yeah.
He can come in and talk about what happened today and do his first 25 minutes on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like his trip there today. Vito, give me somebody that does that to you, to somebody that you're like, they can just talk, but they're funny.
I think Tom Segura is just him telling a story. It's just his voice pattern and everything that's happening.
Mostly stories was funny.
It's really, really funny. The Mike Tyson story is one of the funniest stories that's ever been told. But there's also things with Tom, like, you're laughing and you're like, hey, was that even a joke? You know what I mean? Like, just a remark or a little look and stuff. I mean, he's really, really talented.
Yeah.
Really talented guy.
I like Sean Patton. I think Sean Patton. I love watching Sean Patton. I rarely hear him tell the same joke. And I'm also, now I'm like, we're at the same club. I'm like, yo, man, can you do that joke about that? And he'll do it.
Yeah.
But he's a funny dude. And it's always new.
Yeah.
It's fresh. And he's always excited to tell it. You never see him up there like, even if he's winging it, I feel like he's still giving it some effort to like make something on the spot.
Right.
He's like a chef. He's like a chef where there's no menu. It's just like, sit down, let's cook.
These ingredients, let's see what I'm going to do with it.
Monroe Martin's in studio. He'll be at the Stand in New York City all weekend long, and in April he'll be performing at Atlanta Comedy Theater in Georgia. That's April 20th through the 22nd. And he'll be at the Laugh Shop in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, May 11th through the 13th. Go to MonroeMartinComedy.com for all additional dates, and on Twitter, it's at Monroe Martin III.
All right, Chris, what's this story about the Italian actress on an oral sex tour?
Okay.
Well, how is that real?
So this Italian actress, she's based out of LA. There was a referendum that was voted against in Italy. And so she said, anyone who voted no for this referendum, I will go down on you. I will give you oral sex.
How many people are voting?
There were thousands and thousands of people.
Oh, her jaw gonna be sore.
And so she started a 10-city tour just this past week in Italy. And she put up all her dates and where she's going, and she's telling people to contact her on Instagram for
Is she
dates.
really gonna blow? Like, is it gonna be like a long blow job? Or is it gonna be like a kiss that like, mwah, mwah, mwah?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I like how you still made it Italian, though.
Yeah, mwah, mwah,
It's a beautiful penis.
You know what I would do if I was on that? I go, you know what? No, let me do you. Okay?
Then you'll really impress her.
Yeah, I'll be the one that she remembers. No.
You don't want to. You want to be the first of the tour. You do not want to be the last stop on the tour.
So she's an Italian. Italy always has something crazy like this going.
Yeah. And has a hashtag for it, Pompa Tour. I guess Pompa means blowing someone in Italian.
So you're just guessing.
That's what the article said.
Oh, okay.
Pompa is like slang for blowjob.
Wait, what is that blurred out at the bottom of the screen? Is that a penis?
That is a blurred out dick, I think.
Yeah. Oh, so she already got started.
Yeah, she got started. She already hit her first date.
She's making good on her promise now.
Oh, wow. Are there any footage of, like, is this going to be on Netflix?
Yeah.
I think she should have just saved time, and she should have been posted up right outside the voting booth.
Dude,
that would have been like, this way you would have, you really would have got people to
But
vote.
I would have really needed to see their ballot. I would have said, look, I've got to see a ballot.
Oh, yeah.
Prove it.
I'm already giving so much.
Because somebody just as they're coming yelled, no, I voted against it.
I wonder if there's somebody with a clicker. Just a time with a clicker. All right, buddy, move along.
It's your fault if you can't get off by now.
You got to already start. Like, you got to just be in line. Just like,
God bless her. And she's an actress.
Yeah, she's an actress.
And anything I've ever seen?
No, I don't believe so. I
bad.
No, nothing.
I mean, that's why she's
You're
doing
going to watch
this.
it now.
Yeah.
This is a great movie.
Yeah,
She's going to get her some work.
Meryl Streep doesn't need to go out and do this.
Yeah.
Well, getting ready to wrap this one up. I'm going to be at Caroline's tonight for the Hindsight Tour. A lot of great people there. Go to carolines.com. Use the code had to be there for free tickets. Just all funny tours, storytelling stuff, and a lot of great people going to be doing it. Now, how does Mike Kaplan spell his name that way?
MIQKAPLAN.
No, the Kaplan isn't odd to me.
No.
But the fact that you could do MIQ and get to call it Mike.
It's very strange.
I think it's dope, though. Because so many, like, how many Mike Kaplans are out there, but how many Mike with a Q's are out there?
I want the other Mike, the one with the Y and the Q in his name.
Yeah, that's the Mike I want. Very unique.
So it should be a fun night.
Have you decided which story? I know you were debating between two.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, once you stop drinking, the stories get a lot less interesting. And that's the only sad part of it. Maybe I'll use one of Chris's stories, his drunk stories. You've got a big Tinder date tonight.
Yes, I do. I have it at a theater downtown, and I will be seeing The Autopsy of Jane Doe with a woman who might be crazy.
He took a year off of dating because his girlfriend broke up with him, and now he's in Tinder.
Yeah.
And you're loving life.
Wait, your first date off of Tinder is to go see a play?
A movie, but this
a movie,
but not off Tinder. This isn't my first Tinder date, but this is with this Tinder girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And he's taking her to a movie about an autopsy.
With
is she into that type of stuff?
She's into conspiracy theories. She's a strange woman.
She ain't gonna trust you.
You don't think so?
Nah.
Why would she?
Yeah.
Conspiracy.
I think she's so crazy. I think it might work in my favor.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope it works.
Stay in public places, I've decided.
Yeah.
I've decided that just now.
I feel like
if you were a girl, I would have thought of it right away. But I've had some time to think about this.
We've seen her pictures.
Yeah. I think your first date should always be an interview date. Should always be somewhere like a coffee shop.
Yeah, I agree. I had
like to
this
roll the
very,
dice.
I think, I said this to Chris, I think that it is the worst idea to do a movie date as first date.
It was her idea, and I was like, I'll go along with this, sure.
All right, Chris, are you happier now or when you were in your long-term relationship?
Towards the end of the long-term relationship, I'm much happier now than when I was like the last year.
Are you happier now than you were at your happiest place in your relationship?
I think I'm about even right now.
Are you sure?
I don't know. I might just be manic.
You seem like you were in
this might
love.
be manic energy. But I feel pretty good.
Why'd she break up with you?
It was just 8 years of me being a drunken, piece of shit.
Oh, so it was a good reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was just building up of.
But did you ever think to yourself, I could have attempted to change, or do you feel like you just can't change?
I don't think I can change. I mean, I put that 11 months in and not drinking.
That's the thing. You didn't drink after you broke up with her.
Yeah, that's
she
so
asked you to stop drinking.
She must have found that out. She wanted to kill you.
I don't know. We don't talk to each other.
Why don't you try to just get a hold of her? Let her know you got a date tonight.
Maybe Tinder her.
Maybe she was the reason you were drinking. See?
Yeah,
could be.
Could be.
Uh-huh.
Would you swipe right on her if you saw her on Tinder?
I would not. Anyone else, go for it. Monroe Martin's been in studio. He's performing at the Atlanta.
That's really weird.
That
was quite cuckish.
He's performing at the Atlanta Comedy Theater in Georgia.
Start from the top when you're interrupted.
Monroe Martin's in studio.
That would all make sense.
Monroe Martin's been in studio. He's performing at the Atlanta Comedy Theater in Georgia, April 20th through the 22nd. And he's performing at the Laugh Shop in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, May 11th through the 13th. Go to MonroeMartinComedy.com for all his dates. And he'll be at the Stand in New York City all weekend long.
Again, I'm not kidding. You get the opportunity to see him. I can't say enough good stuff about this guy. He's funny, and he's pushing it. Every time it's getting bigger and bigger. Thanks so much, Monroe.
Thank y'all for having me. I really appreciate it.
See you tonight at Caroline's. You can pick up a chance to see the show for free. Go to carolines.com.
Use the code HAD to be there for free tickets.
See you tonight, and see you again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!